Martial arts, karate, I bust you down like Itachi, cause we legit Hachi. Trick kamikaze, I'm talking dead bodies as I go straight brawly. Y'all niggas could hardly be me, I'm not part of the sea. I'm part of the sea like Moses. No psychosis, the hocus pocus. I put importance to stay focused. Ignore all the BS on my timeline, I throw a lifeline for those thinking I ain't about mine. Hit you upside your head with a tie iron. Can't be your time if it's my time. The set to be patient, I'm patiently waiting. It's driving me crazy, cause lately the odds that I'm facing is basic and basically tragically hating. Anticipating my fall, they want it all for themselves. So I made the call, no need to stall. I go and get them all off of the shelf. I take affirmative action, I'm blasting and laughing of how you reacting to my satisfaction of cashing injections and Benjis and Wilsons. The life that you always imagined. Brother from the goal, yeah. If you ever see him go, it's Holocaust or Holy Ghost. Overcome or overflow, yeah. Either way it's overdose. Watch you walk or comatose, penetrating to your soul, yeah. Tit for tat and toe for toe, pound for pound and blow for blow. You would never see me fold, claiming that what you don't know, that is how you get exposed. Left for dead with bullet holes.
Leave it alone, promises all day. Pensando cómo lo puedo lograr, en cómo lo puedo hacer, cómo cuido a mi mamá y también a mi bebé. Solo tengo que josear y eso ya me lo sé. Hay días que despierto sin ánimo, pero me tengo que motivar, que nadie te va a ayudar, que no lo voy a lograr. Eso dicen los demás, pa'l carajo los demás, que aquí pues se les va a enseñar. Aquí les caigo y les traigo un talento que lo dejan bien pálido. Si sorprendieron, algunos dijeron que estos son pa' los que sí tienen talento. De verdad, se jodió todo porque yo nunca voy a parar de josear. Ya, pero un día, ojalá yo con ganar doble A. Dile a Mike Tower que me tire para hacer un collab. Sin pijama, Nati, que me invite a la casa. Ojalá, ojalá, ja.
It's okay. I'm here. It's been a while since you've had one of those nightmares. Tell me, what was it about?
It's only fragments. Nothing's clear. We've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades.
Oh!
My family's been fighting them for centuries.
Your blood comes from dukes and great houses. Here, we're equal. What we do for the benefit of all.
Okay, I'm not sure why I don't hear that. Were you able to hear on your end?
The way.
I got it, bro. I hear it.
Okay.
Audio on.
Okay, it is on. All right, good. Okay, for some reason I'm not hearing it on my end.
Deal with this prophet.
We live?
We live though. We live and direct.
He's psychotic.
We live and direct. Oh snaps! All right.
I see possible
y'all-
futures.
Y'all should already know what it is.
And in so many futures,
Dune trailer
our
showing.
enemies prevail.
I got something to say when this go off.
Why? There is a narrow way through.
And that's what we're here for. And that's what we're here for.
My allegiance is to you. Do you believe me?
This is a form of power that our world has not yet seen.
Be careful with Warner Brother too, bro.
Why?
Because they don't play with trailers, bro.
Oh, you're right about that. You're probably right. Let me just remove that.
I'm being for real, bro. They'll shut it down. and at least wait later on, like a few minutes, you know.
Right. No, you're sure right about that, boy.
Yeah,
honestly,
Warner Brother. All the other companies, they let you do whatever with the trailers, but Warner, I don't got strikes from Warner, bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. You know, I know on the music end, they're definitely on it for sure. Like they don't. I can't play nothing for too long.
Bro, you remember when Zack Snyder did the Hallelujah trailer, the first Snyder Cut trailer? Remember that?
Yep.
I'm still getting messages from Warner and YouTube about doing the trailer reaction, bro.
No way, dude.
And they
No
cut off
way.
my Twitter for that too.
Damn.
Yeah, man. So just be
Shiesty, man.
careful with Warner, bro. They ruthless.
Man, they they need to cool off because low key their brand can use the publicity. You feel me? Like it could use all the help
Yeah.
they can get, honestly.
Yeah, I got a strike for showing, and this was my fault though, bro. I got a strike for showing the Flash suit
Well,
before it dropped. The
well,
Ezra
that
Miller
I can
Flash
see.
suit.
That I can see. That I can
Yeah,
see. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they don't play out here, boy. They definitely
yeah,
don't play
man.
with that.
Hey,
But
bro, your music is tight, bro, and I'm not just saying that either.
I
Because
appreciate
I
that
feel like I'm a expert in hip hop music,
for
listening to
sure.
hip hop, bro. You
Okay.
got some talent, man. Because it's a lot of hot boo boo, hot garbage, trash rappers out there. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah.
So
Oh
it's
no, for sure.
yeah, yeah,
Well, I appreciate it, bro. Honestly, I mean, that's part of the reason. Anybody who's an artist does what they do. They want people to be able to obviously receive it, relate to it, and appreciate it. So I definitely appreciate it, bro.
Now,
You know.
what route are you trying to go with? You trying to go the independent route, or you trying to get signed to a major? What's going on with that?
I mean, I guess I'd rather go independent to a certain degree because it just seems like you'll have more control over your brand and your overall work, your body
Yeah,
of so that would be the ideal way. Um, but I guess if there's a good enough contract with like some sort of label or some sort of like maybe distribution a party or something of that nature, then I wouldn't be against it. But the contract has to be right. I know a lot of guys that came out of Chicago, like up and coming artists that just ended up getting like screwed on their deals,
you
and
from the Shy,
oh yeah, that's what
bro?
Chicago,
I
bro,
don't
all
know.
day.
I love Lupe Fiasco, bro. Pause.
Oh man, no, that's that Lupe, hell yeah, bro. Trust me, like that
Like
between
really,
him.
I honestly believe if Lupe went against anybody in the rap game, Lupe gonna come off on top, bro.
I'll be honest. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's a proper like rebuttal to that because I mean, in the end of the day, if you've ever seen this man's freestyles, he can
Yeah.
freestyle. He can
And
like
you
off the
notice he
cuff.
never have you noticed no one has ever beefed with him in rap.
I mean,
That's for a reason.
that's very no, that's true. I feel like guys that you see everybody duck. There's a reason for that, and yeah, he's definitely one of those guys you don't want to test. I think definitely. I
Yeah,
mean, not that he comes off as a guy who's looking for that smoke either, because that's not necessarily his character. But
yeah,
it doesn't mean that I don't. I definitely don't think he'd shy away from it though if it came down to it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
yeah, he's definitely lyrically. Yeah, he's a
He a
lyrical
beast.
swordsman. you
Yeah.
know?
And he's an actual swordsman. Because I follow Lupe. He
Yeah,
do that every martial arts he know.
yeah,
Now, like I'm not joking.
yeah.
This man even knows the art of being a samurai. I got him on my Twitter.
Oh snap! Oh snap! That does that doesn't surprise me though. If you listen to his like some of his songs, you look at his videos and things of that
Yeah,
nature, like you can tell what he's into. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, that actually kind of should have expected that one for sure. But on that note, bro, I mean, what have you been on? I was looking up I was looking to see what was going on with the Ninja Blast on, as we're talking about swords. So I remember
Yes,
that was
sir.
one of the things you were working on, one of the projects you were working on. Last I
Yeah.
remember, is that still going? Is that still something that's happening?
Yeah, I'm throwing people off, man. I dropped Ninja Blast #1 2 years ago,
Yep.
and I'm just about done with Ninja Blast 2.
Okay.
Recently, this month, I dropped Ninja Blast 1 again, just because 2 years, that's a long time.
That
People
is
don't
a long
forget
time.
about it. So, I relaunched it, it's doing good. Got over $1,000 in sales. I still got 14 days left, and that's just like just a relaunch. Just for people who didn't get it the first time.
Right.
And it's the book is already done. I'm gonna ship it off. The book number 2 is 10 pages away from being done. So yeah, man, I just got a deep passion for comic books, man.
It's this one
Yeah,
right here, right?
yeah, it's that one, and I got brand new covers to it. It's dope, man. I
Nice.
love manga. I've been loving manga ever since I was 7 years old, man. And I just
Okay.
this YouTube thing, man. There's so many opportunities that come with it. When they come to my YouTube channel, I'm not looking to be just one of those big old people that you see on YouTube with
Right.
all of millions of views and stuff. Nah, man. I'm using YouTube as a promotional device, man. Because
Right.
first off, YouTube ain't even mine. It don't belong to me. But Ninja
Yeah.
Blast belong to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
I want what I learned about any game when it comes to the comic book game, when it comes to the rap game, when it come to any type of business game, people buy you,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then the product comes second. Now, don't get me wrong, the product got to be of quality, and it got to be great, and it got to be worth people's money. But at
Right.
the end of the day, people are buying you. If they
Yeah.
like you, they'll buy it all, man.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So in this they can get on Indiegogo, right? If I'm correct.
No, sir. It's on Kickstarter this time.
Oh, Kickstarter this time. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So go
Yeah.
check that out, guys. Like
Yeah, check
honestly,
that out, ladies and gentlemen. Go to Kickstarter.com. Go to the search bar, type in Ninja Blast, and I promise you, boom, it's gonna show up.
nice, nice,
Yes,
nice.
sir.
Definitely gonna get myself buy myself one of those for sure. Because I mean,
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
for me, honestly, yeah, like you said, yeah. The reality is when it comes to any of these social media platforms, for me, it's definitely you want to promote what you got, what you got going on. Your whether it's a brand, whether it, like you said, music, comics, a book,
Yeah.
short film, whatever it is you got going on, whatever it is you're trying to sell, And I'm definitely, I believe, I really like supporting, people that are coming up and
Same
those that
here.
well, one obviously know on a face-to-face basis, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
how does it look that I know you got some sort of you know uh body of work that you're putting out there, and then I don't have the decency to support it, you know what I mean? That's silly to me, you know what I'm
Nah,
saying? Like,
man. Nah, man. This is supporting to me. If you see me post it and you like it and retweet it, you just supported me. Man,
yeah,
we live
yeah.
in rough times, bro. People broke as freak right now. The
Mm.
economy is trash, So just promoting this, that's supporting your
Oh,
boy, man.
100%, 100%. No,
You know?
that's a fact. That's what I mean, though. That's what I mean. It's not just about buying it. What I mean is in general, like
Yeah.
any kind of support you can give, is definitely worth the while and still beneficial to me. It's funny to see that some people won't even do that for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, man,
Yeah.
like, as much people as I know on Twitter or on Facebook or YouTube, that they're
Yeah.
following me, subscribe. You would think, I'm like, man, I should have like, like, what the hell don't I have more likes, more shares or more comments, at least, talking about how they like what I'm, what I'm saying? It's just kind of baffling sometimes, like,
But
huh?
I know a lot of big YouTubers in the game, and I don't talk to them and ask them how they got their channels to a certain point. And believe it or not, you have your rare times when people blow up out overnight.
Yeah,
But most of
yeah,
the big YouTubers that I talk to, man, these guys have been in the game for years, bro.
right.
You
Yep,
know,
yep, yeah. It takes
so
time for sure.
yeah, but I truly believe if you want it enough, if you grind hard enough, and if you don't give up, it's going to happen, bro.
Right, right.
But
All
see,
right.
now we live in the TikTok, social media, internet era where people want it now. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
It's that micro. We live in that microwave generation. People
Yeah,
want it
yeah,
quick.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, man, I feel you on that for sure. I feel you on that. But yeah, with
yeah.
that being said, brother, I definitely want to make sure. I wanted to make sure people knew that you had that out there, and that if they want to
Appreciate that,
support you,
brother.
they can go ahead and get that. Because one, I remember you talking about it before when you were first promoting the first one, and I was like, yo, that's a cool concept. And
Yeah.
again, maybe it's just the creator in me. You know what I'm saying? I just love seeing people get into that creative space and that creative bubble and
Real quick, shout
seeing
out
what
to
you
Abu
come up with.
Nas in the chat.
Oh, okay. Abuna's in the chat. Oh, snap.
That's
Okay,
my
appreciate that.
man. Let me tell you something, man. That dude right there, one of the realest, bro. The
Oh man. No, yeah,
realest,
for
bro.
sure,
If
for
I'm gonna
sure.
put it like this, if you got Abu Naz as a friend, you got you a friend for life, bro.
Man, no, I definitely a blessing to have that brother in our
But that's the
lives, man.
thing about it. Don't cross him, because you're gonna be.
Right.
But the man gonna fight for you, man. That's a
Yeah,
real deal friend, man. I love that
man.
dude,
I mean,
man.
on that,
And
honestly, on
and
that
I don't
note,
say that about other men, but I love that brother. You know what I mean?
no,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
no, I honestly have nothing but love for Abu, as much as I do for this brother here too, Koj, man.
What up, brother
Honestly,
Coach
yo,
A?
Lord
Coach
Koj in the
A.
building, man.
Every time
Um,
I see Coach A, I think about Rey Mysterio Jr. That's my favorite wrestler.
yeah, no, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, that nothing but love for him, man. Like he came by, he came by the shy, like no, 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 2 years ago. You know, had him still over at the crib. We went to go watch AEW. You know,
They told me that AEW getting tight now. They
yeah,
said it's
yeah.
getting dope.
It's well, you know, who knows what's honestly. I gotta get him on the channel for us to discuss that because there's a lot of things happening on that end of like the wrestling world, and I
Well,
know
see,
that that's his.
when I go to my pop's house, I was raised off wrestling, but
Yes,
I kind of
yes.
don't fell off. But when I go to my pops, we always watching. It seemed like wrestling getting that fire back. You know,
It does. No, it definitely does. It definitely does. Well, I mean, you're from Texas, right?
I'm from Texas. Yeah,
I mean, so that's why Texas is part of that wrestling belt. You know what I mean? You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
You know, that
yeah.
backyard wrestling belt. You know, we don't
Yeah.
have those here in Chicago. That's for sure.
I be tripping out on people, man. And when they say, "Oh, The Rock is bad now," I'm like, "You must don't watch wrestling because The Rock started off bad when he was with the
Yes,
Nation of Domination.
yes,
He was
yes.
bad then when he first started off." Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. You know, and I mean that's how you know like the newcomers into the wrestling world from those that actually been knowing. You
yeah.
know,
But I'm gonna tell you how wrestling have really took over because uh this is women saying this. You know, on my job, The Rock is bad now. You watch wrestling?
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I literally I was talking about it like maybe 2 streams ago. You know what I'm saying? Where he's like, now,
Yeah,
he's the final boss apparently now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He's the one
Uh,
with the bloodline. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right.
uh,
I mean, actually, I put together like a bar, but just because when I saw that name, honestly, bloodline to me is a whole
yeah.
nother meaning.
Gotcha.
Or what I know it as to be. I mean, uh, it's
Break that
relative.
down, bro.
Yeah, it has more of a relative thing in the gang world. Uh,
Oh yeah, cause you in gangs, you
yeah,
Chirac, you
you know what
know?
I'm saying. So it has more. When I heard the bloodline, like when I saw that that's what they were calling themselves, I'm like, man, like either they do know, and that's why they're going with it because they're like, hey, this might stir the pot, or who knows, whatever, or that they have no clue what the bloodline really is, and that's on some like
Yeah,
king shit right there. And that's
yeah,
actually New York king shit right there.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, this bloodline now, all right. But I mean, I definitely been keeping up with it as much as I can, I can't say like I watch it like I used to,
Yeah, I can't,
you
man.
know.
Life too busy now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Same here, man. Yeah. So I'm agreeing with these guys. Obviously, Texas. They said so. Koji said Texas is a wrestling state like Chicago is. And here's the thing: Chicago definitely we're into wrestling. Not to say that we're not. I
yeah.
just went as far as like that backyard wrestling that you see happening. That I know for sure probably goes down in Texas. I mean, in all the years that I've lived in Chicago, I have yet to have seen something like that. Who knows? Maybe there is. And
That backyard always been a thing though, but it's like
yeah.
secret underground thing. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like maybe it did exist, and I just never knew because it was
Yeah,
that secretive. Um, but yeah, so then we got here. He said Rock is best as a heel, and yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, there was that moment where Rock obviously was shining as like the good guy, but for
yeah.
most of the time that I've known the Rock in WWF to WWE, he was kind of like that heel. He was that bad guy.
He was that
Um,
bad guy, bro.
he wasn't really he wasn't that good guy. That good guy thing kind of came like later once SmackDown came into the picture and they obviously gave him a new image and a new face, and at that time I think Triple H was the heel. You know, he was like the bad guy. You know, and
Yeah.
yeah, but you know how
But
that
you know
goes.
what? I still say this to this day. And Koj Albu, y'all might disagree,
Mm.
but I'm just gonna put it out there. This might be a hot take.
Ooh.
That WCW NWO era,
Oh,
and
oh,
when I say that
oh.
NWO era, I'm talking about too that WWF with that same era. Nothing is beating that era, bro. Bro, that NWO era, bro.
Oh man, I look, I'll say this. I agree to a certain degree. I'll say this. I agree to a certain
Okay,
degree,
bro.
but I
When
feel
I
like
saw Hulk Hogan, I can
yeah,
remember I was in
yeah,
middle school, bro, and
yep,
I used to watch wrestling. Wrestling always go off in Texas at 10 p.m.
yep, yep.
When I saw Hulk Hogan come out and he was bad, I couldn't sleep that night, bro. I
Dude.
couldn't. Bro, Hulk Hogan is bad. What
Right,
the freak?
right,
How,
right,
how
right.
did this happen? I was stunned.
Yeah, no, don't lie. That was the feeling. That definitely was the feeling because I was like, man, I like when, why, like I definitely was thrown off by that, but I ain't gonna lie, I was digging it, man. I was digging
Yeah,
it. I
I
was
was
digging it.
stunned, bro. It took me
Yeah.
a while to get that out of my system, bro. Because Hulk Hogan is the real American man. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
a real American.
America. Every man.
Every
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Tommy, man.
100%, 100%. I can't disagree there. But I would say when I think, see, obviously, yeah, WCW had their thing, and it was definitely the NWO. But
Yeah,
on the opposite side of the spectrum, when I'm thinking of that Attitude Era
attitude era.
WWF, I'm thinking Generation X, and that was all. And that's what it was all day
But
at
see, that's
school.
that.
Just
But see,
you can suck it.
I'm type in my mind. That's all that same era though. Within
Oh
that
yeah,
same time.
okay. So you're
'Cause
saying you're saying all
yeah,
together. That's the
I'm saying
era.
all together.
Oh, okay. Then I
That
agree. Then yes,
cause
I,
cause
I
cause
definitely
cause
agree with
tell
that.
cause tell me you didn't do this. When WCW went to commercial, what you do? You
Yep.
flip the channel and go to
Yes. Yes, 100%,
uh,
100%,
uh.
100%. Yeah, you're flipping back and forth. Hold on, I'm getting behind here on
Bro,
the corners.
I can't find no other era doper than that.
Yeah,
You
no,
know what I
that
mean?
was that was the era. I can't stunt. I can't stunt. Let's see.
Uh,
So okay, New Gods over Blood. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let's go back to that one. New Gods over Bloodline. For those who don't know, Lord Koji has his channel,
gotcha.
and he had the Snyder Cut fighters, some of
Yeah.
the coolest, rawest entertainment out on YouTube.
Yes, it
Honestly, you're
was.
trying to, saying, and it was cool because it was like kind of like personable too. Like because obviously it was all people we knew. It's yourself.
Yeah.
If you allowed him to make you, and it was such a cool thing. And Snyder Cut related, obviously, it
Uh,
was his way of helping promote the Snyder Cut and all that cool concept.
we can't forget. I got to give Coach J his flowers. I still play this on my channel to this day. We
Mm.
Coach J made the commercials. It was the Snyder Cut Super Bowl
Oh
commercial.
yeah, yes, yes, yes,
His mama
yes.
even made it on the
And his
commercial.
mama made it on there. Yo, shout out to Mama Koj.
Bro,
Shout out to Mama Koj.
man, some people I don't even see no more. Like Tyler. You remember Tyler?
Tyler the Creator, man.
Yeah, Tyler was dope,
Tyler
man.
was dope, man. Man,
Uh,
don't know, nah, for real, bro. That
Tyler,
was
believe it or not, okay. When I first started making YouTube videos, I'm talking about my
yeah,
first 3 or 4 videos was
yeah,
Snyder Cut,
yeah,
Snyder related. I
yeah.
didn't even know. I was thinking in my mind, I was the only person on the planet that wanted to see Zack Snyder do. Bro, I literally thought that. Okay. And then
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you what changed me when I knew it was other people out there. They did a report somewhere where it was a FIFA game, and they put a banner on there that said hashtag release the Snyder Cut. I said, what?
Oh
It's
snap!
other people that think like me. And
Yeah.
then it was another one where they paid for an airplane and that banner had hashtag release the Snyder Cut. I said, okay, it's people out there that think like me.
Right.
So
Right.
one day I searched, Snyder Cut videos, and Tyler videos kept popping up.
Oh,
So I said, man,
and that was subject reviews, right?
subjective reviews, yeah.
Subjective reviews. That's what it was.
Yeah, and I got in contact with him, and it was on and popping ever since, man. And you know,
Man.
I should have listened to Tyler, because Tyler was like, "Hey, man, I'm not sure if you want to really meet these people, man, because some of these people act funny, man." I said, "Nah, man, we all coming together for a good cause."
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said, "He said, man, just be careful." You know, I should have listened to him, man.
Hey, it's funny because like I mean, for that moment, we definitely all did come together. I'll say that much. For
We
that
did,
moment,
we did.
we all did come together, and
For
then
for
clearly,
for a moment, everybody was together. No matter
yeah,
what kind of little beefs it was,
yeah,
everybody came together for
yeah,
that one moment.
for that
And
one
then
moment, yeah,
after the movie hit,
that was it. Yeah, it crumbled down. It definitely crumbled
yeah,
down. Yeah, it is what it is, man. But
it
that
is what
that
it
that
is, yeah.
that definitely
I
was a moment for sure.
hey, at the end of the day, I look at it like this: we got the W. You know what I
We
mean?
did, and that's the part that matters. We got the W on many levels. From the movie being
Yeah,
released to the amount of money that was raised for that AFSP.
yeah.
And I think rightfully so. It put Zack Snyder on the map on such a level
Heck yeah,
where now you see him everywhere, man. You know what I mean? Now you
yeah,
see him
yeah.
everywhere. Yeah, there you go. That's that T-shirt, boy.
Hey,
But
man, this bro, this is I don't have many Justice League and DC shirts. I can
but that's
honestly
the
say with
one.
no bias, bro, no bias.
Right.
This is the coldest Justice League shirt I've ever seen,
It
bro.
really is. No, it really is. And I've seen a few, and honestly, that's been the one right there, boy.
Yeah,
Yeah. So obviously on that DC though, New Gods over Bloodline. What Coach is referring to is that in that Snyder Cut Fighters universe he's created, yours truly, El Divino Vega, with the boy Abu Naz, El Presidente, and and Zod Ryder. We had a tag team on that called the New Gods.
yeah,
So shout out Coach A.
that's
New
tight.
Gods over the Bloodline for sure.
Yeah,
He said, "I'm proud of being the U.S. Snyder Cup Fighters champion."
for
Yeah, there you
sure,
go, man.
for sure.
All right, ain't no better for the U.S. title. Welcome to the rebellion. Okay, yes, sir. What else we got? Exactly, Coach. A New Gods is legendary. Me, Vega, and Zadra. I was just saying that. Yep, yep. Here we go. Let's see. Not a hot take about end of your era. I agree, Fatal. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
WWC back in the 90s was insane for sure. For sure. Fatal J is a member of New Gods too. He been in it for a few episodes too. Eee, there you go.
For
There you
sure.
go. Bro, I was in shock and I saw the people live and was shocked. Um, oh wait,
He might be talking about that whole Hogan.
oh the Hulk Hogan thing. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm so behind on the comments. WCW NWO was next level, way better than SmackDown versus Raw. Yeah, for sure. You know what? It's kind of hard for me to say because I was like a super kid when the WCW versus NWO was a thing. I was
How old was you,
just
bro? Tell the truth.
oh man, you ask how old I am or how old I was?
Both.
Okay, yeah. During that era, I was probably like WCW, like the WCW versus NWO. I was probably like 6, 7, 8 years old, maybe.
Bro,
And
you
then
was young.
come,
You young than a mother freaker. How old is you?
oh no, I'm not. I wish I was young, dude. I'm 33 right now, bro. About to be 34. So I
Okay,
mean,
I'm 37, so that's about right. Because
okay,
I was
yes.
I was in middle school when all that was jumping off.
Okay, yeah, see, so I
Yeah.
wasn't there yet. So, but now when I was in middle school, it was that SmackDown versus Raw era, and
Yeah.
obviously that was my era too. From the People's Champion to Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Yeah.
Triple H, But I very much still obviously came up on that WCW NWO era as well, for sure.
Yeah.
I was just, I guess since I was in that middle school when the SmackDown versus Raw thing came out. I was, buying the SmackDown video games when they came out. I'm that was my thing. That
I'm
definitely
about
was
to
my
see
thing.
how old you really are. Okay, you said you like Triple H and Generation S, right?
Yeah.
You remember China?
Oh, of course, the ninth wonder of the world.
Okay, you ain't that young then. Okay, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, no,
Cause,
trust me.
Cause the young cats don't know who China is. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That was Triple H girl in real life too. You know?
Yeah, for a while there. Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. 100%
yeah.
right. Yeah, no, that was definitely an era. Let's see, man. Monday night. Yeah, Monday Night Raw, man. That was it. Coach J Genius with that. He definitely was. I love that, man. Okay, let's see. I gotta catch up.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't. I throw people off with this question with wrestling. Cole J, I want you to answer this too in the chat. Where do you rank Sting as the top 10? Just
Ooh,
Sting.
just Sting.
Just Sting.
Man, dude,
That throw,
that's
see that throw people off because they think about other wrestlers before they think, but you got to put Sting high.
you
You know what I'm
definitely do
saying?
though. No, you definitely do. Okay, yeah, you know what? Man, that's a really good question, bro. Because when you talk about,
I throw everybody off with that one.
you know why I think it's such a why it's kind of hard to answer is because I mean, yeah, there's so many wrestlers.
It's so
Hey,
many.
Pinpoint Gaming in the building. Shout out to the homie. Appreciate you stopping through.
But you know, like at least top 3, you can put Hulk Hogan in there. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
well, yeah, you have to. But I'm gonna tell you why I
You
think
have to.
I'm gonna tell you why I think you do though, is because Hulk Hogan is one of those wrestlers that he was top shelf on WWF, WWE, and WCW. So that kind of makes
Yeah.
it easy because
Yeah.
what I'm saying, he crossed the threshold on all different, I guess, brands, right?
Yeah.
So he was that
But
guy.
Sting is like the underrated king. You know
He
what I
is
mean?
though. He is definitely an underrated king for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, because
It's
I mean,
hard to rank Sting though.
yeah, no, but you know what? Because I when I think Sting, I mean, here's the thing. I think when you think Sting, is there a Sting without a Hulk Hogan? Let me ask that question back to you. You know what I mean?
What you mean by that? What you mean?
Like, Sting is Sting because of the rivalry he had. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that for me, maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe I don't know
Okay,
enough.
break it down.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
But for me, like Sting is I think Sting, I think of his rivalry with Hulk Hogan,
That's true.
you know what I'm saying? I think of him constantly being the thorn to NWO, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
true. Cause think about it. When Sting was like the Crow, he
yes,
single-handedly brought down the NWO. You know,
exactly.
so
So
that do make sense. He
you know,
need that rivalry. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly. Because without
Yeah,
that, I just don't know, Let's see.
yeah.
Sting is top 5. Ironically speaking, he retired with no losses in AEW, fighting against the young and new ones. He could hold it down in his 50s today. So yeah, Sting is top 5 in my book. And that's a good point. That is definitely a good point.
Yeah, he
And
top
who
5.
knows? He might be top 5 for me too. I need time to think about that. You know what I'm saying? That's one that I just
Yeah.
I need time to think about top 5 wrestlers for me personally.
In
Let's
my
see. Hold
top
on.
5, Ric Flair and Rey Mysterio is definitely in my top 5.
Oh, okay.
Because
I
the,
can't
the thing
disagree.
the thing about Rey Mysterio Jr., nobody is doing them acrobats in the
Yeah,
ring like that man.
yeah.
Now I know since he older, he don't slow down. But when you go to Rey Mysterio in his prime, bro was doing like 10 flips and a cartwheel off the top turnbuckle. You know?
Yeah. No, for sure. No, that is an era, man.
Yeah.
Man. And I got to think about my top 5. Everybody's got their top 5 except me, apparently. Hold on. Well, it looks like this guy's got more than 5. Hold on, he got 6 up there, bro. Stone Cold, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, The Undertaker, Sting. That's not a bad top.
That's not a bad one.
Koj, let's see. Koj got Sting, Hogan, Macho Man, Rico Dozan, Rey Mysterio. Okay.
Mine in no order: Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Rey
Okay.
Mysterio, Sting.
Okay.
I don't know who I put in that top 5 though. I mean
Man.
that film. Because I kind of want to put Undertaker in there too.
I kind of I think I'm almost on the same boat as Pinpoint Gaming for sure, except man,
I got to put Undertaker for as my fifth.
I'm almost on the same page as Pinpoint. I like Stone Cold. I
Yeah.
think The Rock is up there for me. Shawn Michaels, Heartbreak Kid. I honestly, yeah, that
Oh,
was,
I forgot about
you know what
Shawn
I'm
Michaels,
saying.
bro.
I feel like I gotta put him up there.
I might have to
Undertaker
erase
for
my.
sure.
Yeah.
Now between John Cena and Sting, I mean, I could see John
I
Cena, but
can't put John Cena
I
in
don't know
there
if I can
yet.
put him up there yet. Yeah, I
I
don't know,
can't do
man.
it, bro.
Um,
He ain't got the scars like them other
right.
ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure. I see, and that other one, instead of John Cena, might be Hogan. It might be Hogan for me.
Yeah.
And I guess if I were to add a 6 man, I don't know who the 6 man
And
is.
then like my 10, 5, 6 going to 10, I'm gonna throw you out the person I'm gonna put in there.
Probably not
Cactus
though.
Jack. Cactus
Oh, come
Jack.
on, bro. Well, Mankind. Come on now.
Mankind, bro. Hey,
Come on, man.
that's though nobody got more scars and
Yes,
blood than him,
exactly.
bro.
Exactly. Come on, man. That guy's a beast. Holy
That
cow.
man was drenched in blood at one point, bro.
Yo, no, like Goldberg. You know what I'm saying?
Goldberg,
Goldberg.
yeah.
I
Remember
mean, I
when
don't know.
Goldberg had that streak?
Oof.
Couldn't
Oh
nobody beat
man,
Goldberg, bro.
nobody could beat Goldberg. And then what? Who was it that broke it up? Was it Brock Lesnar?
I can't remember who broke his streak.
I want to say it was Brock Lesnar. I want to say like then he came to WWE and he got his like first
Now I
loss.
think Brock Lesnar broke Undertaker's streak for WrestleMania.
Oh, that's probably what it was. Yep.
Coach J, who broke Goldberg's streak?
Yeah. You gotta answer that.
I
You
want
know,
to say, you know who I want to say who did it? It was
John
what
Cena.
was, nah, man. It was what's old boy name? He used to be the Giant. He used to be the Giant.
Not Andre the Giant. Big
Not
Show.
Andre, the other Giant.
The Big Show.
He young. Big Show. I
Yeah.
think Big
Was
Show
it Big
broke
Show?
Goldberg record.
Oh man, I don't know. That's a real good question. I don't
I
remember.
think Big Show broke it during WCW.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna have to Google that,
You
man.
know what? So you know who low key had a decent like era, but just it was short lived. Batista, low key, man. Batista, if he would have probably came in a little younger into the WWE,
Yeah.
I think he would have had one hell of a career, man. I really do
Bro, they
think
had
that.
a cold group. Batista, Roman Reigns, Triple H. Wasn't they a group? They was a group, wasn't it?
Man, probably. You know what? I wouldn't know. There was a point where I fell off,
What's
and
the
that might
name of
have
the
been
man
it.
that do the starter?
RKO,
That's
you
the
mean?
RKO. They was
Randy
a group,
Orton?
remember? Remember, it was Randy Orton. It was Batista. I
Oh, you're
want to say
right.
Roman Reigns and Triple H.
Hey, I think you're right. I do remember that. I can't remember
They
Roman
were
Reigns to be
called the
honest, but I do
Revolution or something,
remember.
wasn't it?
Yeah. I remember it was Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista, and I can't remember who the other guy was. Probably was Roman, but I don't remember to be honest. But I mean, you know what? Hold on. You know,
Bro, you know who broke Goldberg record?
ooh,
I must have missed this match. It was Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash.
I can't believe that.
What?
Kevin
I do
Nash.
not remember that.
Bro,
Oh,
I'm looking
that's
at it right
crazy.
now. Answering the first question, Goldberg was 173 and 0 streak, became 173 and 1 thanks to WWE Hall of Famer Kevin Nash.
Wow, I didn't even know
But
that.
you know, if I give it to anybody, I give it to Nash. I can see that.
Nash was Nash. Nigga, okay, Kevin Nash threw down, man. That
Hey, and a lot of people forget who kicked off NWO. Kevin Nash and Razor Ramon kicked that off.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, bro. Wow. That's crazy. You know,
Rest in peace to the Razor Ramon too, man.
Razor Ramon, man. R.I.P. Yo, that was that air, man. Okay. You know, so we'll end this on that note. I'll say, you know, for sure in agreement with you on the era that for me takes the trophy. I can definitely agree with you on that. Top 5 were kind of different, but kind of similar.
Yeah.
But obviously let's get into what we came in here to talk about.
Yeah, we segued, didn't we?
We got hard sidetracked there, but I still love the conversation, you know. And
Yes,
honestly,
sir.
shout out to the boys in the comment section.
Yes, sir.
So obviously we're here to talk about Dune. It definitely appears we're on opposite sides of the spectrum. You know, when it comes to okay, hold on. Let me say shout out to the people on Facebook right quick. Shout out Heat Detector. I see you, my brother. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, P in the man, Peely, my homeboy Peely in the comment section on Facebook. Shout out Peely, man.
What up, Billy?
I really gotta get better at like.
Billy hit me up, man. I sent Billy
Yeah.
a text a long time ago. He didn't get back at me. Get back at me, man. We supposed to be working on a YouTube channel together.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, we gonna talk about that deep conspiracy type stuff, man.
Oh, I mean that's his specialty, boy. That's his specialty. And
Yeah,
for
I
those
supposed to
who
be
look
making
good at,
thumbnails. I'm supposed to be making thumbnails and editing videos. See, a lot of people don't know this about Pele, man. A
yeah,
lot of people don't know this.
yeah,
Pele was the first YouTube channel to kick off that conspiracy, Illuminati, Mason type stuff. I'm
yeah,
just, I'm just, I'm just to prove to you. I'm just to
right.
prove it to you. It's Pele interviewed a guy named Professor Griff. I know you know who Professor Griff
Of
is.
course, yes.
Of uh dang, how did I forget the name of the group? Public Enemy.
Yeah,
Okay. When you watch that video with Pele, Professor Griff, everything that's going bad with rap now. The rappers wearing dresses, getting caught with, doing the
mm-hmm,
Skittle stuff, the rainbow type stuff,
mm-hmm.
all that stuff. Pele was right there front and center interviewing that man, and Professor Griff broke all that down.
Yeah, I remember watching that. I remember watching that a while back for
That
sure when it first
video
came across
right
this
there,
channel.
it probably did close to 1 million. And I didn't know all that stuff was going on in hip hop until I seen that video. Now, fast forward to the Snyder Cut campaigns and movement. I put two and two together. I said, man, this black guy look familiar. I went back and watched that Professor Griff video. I said, that's Pele. Pele interviewing that man.
Yo. Yo, no, for sure, man. A lot of people don't know that. And I would say if you haven't seen his work, it's Go Deep on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he for sure goes deep on it all, and definitely got some interesting interviews there for y'all to check out. I mean, yeah, that's also the homie, man. Definitely showed love to me when I was out in Charleston. And forever grateful, honestly. But so to get into it, right? To get into it, we're talking Dune. We're supposed to be talking Dune at least.
Yeah, let's get back to Dune. I keep
We're-
going, y'all, bro.
We're we're obviously I guess I can just give my take right quick, saying that it's just about the movie. I would say overall, I enjoy the films. My I guess you could say level of depth of that universe is solely the old movie that came out in the 70s, somewhat of the TV series, and then the new movies, right? So that's the only knowledge I have of this universe, to why maybe I feel I do appreciate the films, right? I don't know much about the books, never read the books. I didn't even know there were books until I got older, and now these movies are coming out, and then all of a sudden, wait, these are books. Oh, okay, I didn't know. But so me personally, I appreciate the films. I enjoyed them. I do have some issues with it. It's not to say that it's like a 10 out of 10. Especially like, I guess to stay more relevant, Doom Part 2, right? That just came out like a couple months ago. Where it was probably the pacing that I was a bit thrown off with. And probably that was my issue with both films, even though they seem still long. They still seem like they're pretty long films, but there's just certain parts that I'm like, I don't like when things go unexplained. Like somehow they knew where the rebels were, but you just got to be okay with that they knew where they were, even though you don't know how they knew where they were. Things like that. That just like, I'm like, what? But for me, those are just like minor details to the overall, what I feel, cinematically was a great experience in the theater, from the sound, the choice of sound, to the objects, to the world that we're seeing visually. The sound matches what I'm watching. The score very much follows the tone of what I feel you're supposed to feel when you're in a certain scene. And overall story plot, I still feel I'm able to, regardless of those moments where I feel like the pacing was a bit off or things went unexplained, the story I feel I'm still able to follow. Um, and the characters so far, I'm okay with what they've done with them. Um, and as long as that the main, as long as the main character I feel is still the main, thing that the movie surround. At least I think is supposed to be the main character because again, I don't know the books, right? So according to what I'm watching on screen, if Paul is the main character, you still see the story revolve around him mostly, and then just it's still a sight to behold, watching him go OP and going to that next level, and it's like kind of like step into that prophecy, and
Bro,
and you know,
I want to cut you out real fast.
yeah, for sure,
I
for
can,
sure.
because you sound like you so passionate about Dune. No, there's nothing wrong with that, bro, because I
Yeah,
know how you feel.
yeah.
It's just such a dope, motivational, inspirational thinking mind frame destiny movie.
Mm,
Uh, uh, I want to ask you this question.
mhm.
Have you only seen Dune 1 or Dune 2, or you seen the other Dune movies?
I've only seen the Dune movie that first came out way back in the day in the 70s.
Okay,
I've
okay,
seen that one.
okay.
Um, and I only saw it because the new one was about to come out. So I was like, I want to see what the difference is gonna be, Uh,
Hey, let me tell you something.
yeah.
You answered my question.
Yep.
This from a Dune head right here.
Yeah.
What if I told you it's a Dune movie that's doper than that one you just mentioned, that old one?
Hmm.
More dope than Dune 1 and Dune 2. What if I told you that? You
I,
would
I
believe me, would you?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would say that's hard to believe. It's hard to believe.
I'm glad you said that.
Hmm.
After this stream right here,
Hmm.
I'm gonna give you the link. It's a channel
Hmm.
uh that shows, you remember the sci-fi channel?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. They came out with a Dune mini series.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
This is Dune 1 and Dune 2 that you see
Yeah.
all put together.
Hmm.
It's maybe 5 or 6 episodes. They are hour and a half long or an hour long.
Okay. Okay.
Bro, when you see this joint, it's gonna make you hate Dune 2. Because you would think Sci-Fi Channel, the same ones that make Shark versus Alligator and all them stupid films. Bro,
Yeah.
if you read the books and then you watch the Dune Sci-Fi Channel, they killed it, bro. They killed it.
Yeah.
They killed it.
So here's the crazy part.
My homeboy, real quick,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna let you have it. Real
Yeah.
quick. I got a homeboy named Mark with a C. You know Mark, don't you?
Yeah. Mark with a C for sure.
They
Mark
be
with a
on
C.
Dark Council with me.
Yep.
He watched Dune 1, he hated it. He watched Dune 2, he hated it.
Yeah.
I showed him the Sci-Fi Channel Dune.
Hmm.
This man binged all the episodes in one day.
Oh, that's
I said, bro,
crazy.
I said, bro, I thought you didn't like Dune. He said, man, if they would have put that joint in the theaters, it would have made $3 billion in the box office.
Oh,
That,
dang.
bro, they did everything perfect. The only thing that's off,
Uh-huh.
and you can ignore it because the story's so good.
Okay.
The CGI was it don't hold up to the day. But
It
the
was ahead of its
story,
time, probably.
but the story is so fire, and
Yeah.
they follow the book so good. You don't care about that. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
when you watch, pretty much, if you say you never read the book, if
Yeah,
you
never read the book.
wanna watch the book with no flaws, no errors, no changes, watch that sci-fi Dune series and then get back at me later, and you're gonna be like, dang,
Okay.
it was like night and day with that movie in Dune 2. Now I'm real fast. I'm gonna give you my gripes about Dune 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Shaney.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Atreides' girl, his
Yep.
woman. You remember at the end of the movie where he became the emperor.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Well, he didn't become the emperor because they technically, the other worlds rejected him as emperor. But yes, I'm
and
following.
at the end, he defeats the emperor. The emperor,
Yes,
he
yes,
defeats the emperor.
yes.
Pretty much everybody is acknowledging him that he's supposed to be the emperor of the universe. Okay.
Everyone who's
Oh,
there, yes, yes,
yes, everybody there. Now, a part of that is just like ancient times.
yeah,
If you're going to become the emperor, you need to marry royalty.
yes.
So what did he do? He made sure to and let everybody know that he is supposed to be he's supposed to marry the emperor's daughter, which was
The
played
emperor's
by
daughter.
old girl that was in Black Widow.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Now remember when he did that, what did Shani do when she saw them?
She was disgusted.
And what did she do? She got up and walked away,
She
right?
walked away. Yep.
I
Oh
had a
boy.
major beef with that because, for one, what made the Dune book so dope, the Dune movie so dope, is that she didn't care that he was with the Empress
Mm,
because she knew she had his heart. And that's what made the
mm.
story dope because Paul knew she had his heart. And,
Interesting.
and, and when you watch the end of Dune,
Yeah.
bro, let me just show you, man. Let me just quit talking. You can share screen, right?
Yeah, yeah. And honestly,
I,
I think you should be able to do it on your end. I think there's
I'm gonna be able to do it. I just want to show you uh I just want to show you the difference between Dune 2 and Dune 1. I just want to show you this.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm supposed to pull up my screen. I'm gonna pull up my screen, and I want you to see if you notice a difference between Dune 2 and this movie. Okay, I got audio up. I got it up.
Okay.
You should be able to see it. Let me blow it
I'll
up.
even do this.
Okay, you see it?
Yep.
Okay, now let me play it. And that's the Empress right there. Okay, she lonely by herself. Watch this ending right here, bro. And watch how powerful this is with no words. I'm going to show you.
She may have my son's name, but it is we, the ones who carry the name of concubine, that history will call wives.
Mm,
Now let me ask you something.
mm.
Did she walk away mad and pissed off? or you
No,
could tell, or you could
definitely
tell
not.
them two, or you could tell them two really loved each other.
Yeah, no, for sure. So let's talk about that though. I think that's definitely interesting because you know it's so obviously it's obvious that as the director and probably the screenwriter of the new film, right? And or maybe even like now we know even certain actors and actresses if they have a certain profile, they and they don't like the way a story is, they'll ask to see if they can go in a different direction because they don't see their own character doing that or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Which I guess I can see the counter argument, right? Like if let's just say if that was what was brought up, but I wonder like if that's what it was, right? Like obviously, I imagine obviously it's either director, screenwriter, or let's just say maybe the actress who plays Shani herself. Maybe she hears, one of the three had this feeling like maybe they thought that wasn't a realistic uh take,
But that's the thing though, and I'm not knocking if you like the film.
no, no. So
80% of me likes the film.
yeah,
I just think it was so trash how it ended because that you remember that last battle that they had with the
oh for sure,
sandworms,
yes, yes,
bro. That battle lasts way longer than that, and that battle starts off a jihad. The jihad it gets deeper later on in the other Dome movies because Paul Atreides
Yeah,
turned into
we
a
know.
beast.
Yeah, we know for sure that's where it's going in part 3 for sure. The Holy Wars.
But this war kicks off. That war kicks off a war that lasts for 1,000 years, and bro kills 1 billion people in the universe, bro. So you can't a battle like that. You can't have it for 20 minutes and then keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because
so you're saying you're saying that the battle we see at the end,
at
it
the
was
end,
it's supposed to be more than just what we got. Like it's supposed to be
it's
like an ongoing
way
battle that
more than
goes for
that.
years.
Yeah, it's bro. This,
Oh,
this battle here is like prophecy battle. You know what I mean? And they
mm.
just skip through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like well, yeah, okay. So okay, I can see. Okay, so okay, obviously, and this is where I say this is where I say obviously as the viewer, I myself felt that there was something wrong with the pacing,
Real
right? Where
quick, shout out to Seal. Seal,
oh,
shout
okay,
out to
hold on,
you,
who's in the
man.
building? Who's in the
Seal,
building?
me and Seal, we've been quietly not talking to each other. Seal,
Still in the building, brother.
we need to talk. We need to talk, bro. We need to talk. You know, me and you tripping over stupid stuff. Get at me, Seal. You know,
Yo,
get at me, Seal.
shout out to the homies in the chat, man. And
Yeah.
still, for those who don't
Shout
know,
out to
we're gonna be going live tomorrow,
Okay, dope.
doing a Rebel Moon review or reaction.
Dope. Oh,
But
how did I forget Rebel Moon dropping tomorrow? It is dropping tomorrow. Dang,
right,
that's crazy.
yes, dude. So,
Yeah.
but so yeah, yes, man. Okay. Supporting the homie, yes, sir. Man, I
But
appreciate you, brother. Really appreciate it.
look, Vega. I'm not knocking you, bro. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it.
No, no.
80% of
So
me,
I would say, so what I'm saying is so I kind of agree with you on that, right? And that's that I don't know the story. I told you earlier that one of my gripes with the film was the pacing. I just feel it gets to that last battle at the end so fast. You know, like there
I'm
was
glad you feel that way because it
yeah.
did go
So
too fast.
yeah, it just seemed like
Yeah.
they try and make it seem like the battles in between are significant, but visually it didn't seem as significant. They seemed like minor missions taking place, covert missions taking
But
place.
those happened though
Right, no, and
because
I'm
they
not. You're right. So, but what it
yeah.
gets, what I'm saying is you see that, and then you get to that big battle. You don't know, you don't get this feeling. I guess is what I'm trying to say, that there's this like 1,000-year war happening to have you understand that, and that's an issue for sure.
I'm gonna tell you what pissed me off though.
Hmm.
And I'm not trying to play with your knowledge or nothing. I just want you to give me your honest answer.
Yes.
What is Dune 1 and Dune 2? What is the Dune story about? What is it centered around?
Mm. I
Uh,
mean, that's.
what substance is it? Let me put it like that. What
Let me
substance is it centered around?
get back to that. Man, that's a good question.
What is everybody fighting about in this movie? Starts with an S. And see, that's why I hate the movies, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you why.
So
Dune 2.
hold on, hold on. Because I want to say it's obviously about the spice.
It's
That's
about the
the
spice.
yeah
Now watch this. Watch this,
yeah.
Vega,
Hmm.
because you proving
Okay.
my point. Did they talk about spice in Dune 2?
Yes and no, not as much as they probably should have, because they were
Bro,
definitely centered on the prophecies more than we're centered on the fight for the spice for sure.
s- spice is the biggest deal in Dune, bro.
Hmm. So
And they didn't even touch on it. You
so
know, the Freeman, why their eyes glow blue like
yeah,
that?
because of the spice, right?
Because of
For
the
living
spice,
in
but
that terrain for so long.
spices is such a bigger deal than that, bro. It's
Hmm.
such important in the next movie. Spice is like the Force in Star Wars. It's
Mm.
on that level. So
Well, I
I was
feel
mad.
like you kind of get that though. Probably not to the magnitude it deserves. I would say I feel like you kind of get that, considering the way that the spice alters this guy's ability. with his visions. Um, Obviously, you know that it's what's used to travel
Yeah.
from world to world.
You know how Star Wars you do hyperspace?
Yeah, yeah, that's what spice is used for, right?
That's what spice is used for. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, they obviously don't touch on it drastically. I guess what I would say is this is I don't even know how long the film is, but is the situation here then maybe the film isn't long enough to tell such a story? You get what I'm saying? Because I
Did
feel like
you know?
that's
Watch this. They didn't even touch this. You
mhm,
know where spice come from?
mm-mm. Or
It come
or
from the sandworms.
oh, see, okay, so I knew okay, like I know it's in the sand. I didn't know it
It,
came from the sandworms.
it come from the sandworms, bro.
That's crazy.
The
That is crazy.
sandworms is the spice.
What? Okay, see that I didn't know. I so
I'm
okay, that is crazy because
If you
okay, see
watch
I
that Dune series, it's going to explain, bro. You
yeah,
know, remember in school them cliff notes.
yeah, yeah.
Watch that sci-fi Dune series. Is you will be a Dune a scholar after that is done, bro.
You know what? I gotta
And
watch
what
it.
and what I love about it, bro, they made it so easily digestible for like
Mhm.
a newbie. For like if let's just say you don't know nothing about Dune, like my brother Marco to see, he didn't know nothing about Dune.
Yeah.
When he watched it, he said they made it so easy to understand that world and the characters and about Spice and about Paul being the uh hey, what's the word? The my deep. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They made
Mhm.
it so simple. But in these movies, it was just so rushed. It was so rushed. The
Yeah, no.
visuals are
Yeah.
beautiful. These are the
Yeah.
best visuals I ever seen in Dune. Period.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
I
For
gotta
sure.
give it its props. I gotta give it its
Yeah.
props. But it's small stuff that they miss out that can destroy future movies.
Mm. Yeah, so that's I can obviously I think that is definitely an issue when we're talking um films that unfortunately come from such big novels that have so much more to tell to really get the best substance that actually should be coming out of these movies.
Yeah.
You know, and so like it's funny because yeah, so obviously you watch it, you put it in a series, and for sure it's probably easily digestible because you
It's
have more time to really detail out the details that matter.
that's it.
Contrary to like when you're faced with the Hollywood blueprint of like yeah we're trying not to really exceed this limit of how long the movie can be, so can you squeeze it all in here, and so I could see that being definitely the issue here, which again like I said, not really knowing all these notes, cliff notes that you're mentioning, and yet even I know as I'm watching the film it seems like it's leading up to like big moments so fast, that as the viewer I felt that, even though I guess you could say I'm still able to follow the story, so it's not like I felt lost,
Yeah, I
but
feel
I
you.
definitely did. Like I said, and Great Creators is in the comments. He went to watch the movie with me, and he could tell you like that was definitely one of the issues I mentioned. Like, man, I just felt like it, like it really felt like the pacing was fast, was so fast, trying to get to that, to the end battle, and I couldn't explain why it felt that way. Now with what you're saying, it makes more sense. It's supposed to be a longer battle than what we were seeing on the screen. And again, obviously these movies, again, unfortunately, suffer that. You're trying to put a whole entire book, um, and or maybe even like you said, the series is like watching the book. You're trying to put the amount of hours that you get there into what a 2.5 hour film, almost maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes. I think I'm
The-
not really
the-
sure how long the film was, but
you're right, and the execution was fire. But let me just give you. It's just so many. It's like nitpicking. Like somebody take a little pick and just they not
mhm.
killing me, but it's annoying me. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like the Harkonnen.
Mhm, mhm,
You see how they made them all look like monsters, pale and bald headed.
mhm,
Okay,
mhm,
they shouldn't have looked like that because Paul mother, Lady Jessica,
mhm,
she has red hair. Okay, the
mhm.
Harkonnen is supposed to have red hair. The reason why Lady Jessica has red hair because her father is the Baron.
Right,
So
right,
so Paul is not only a Atreides,
right. He's
he's
also
a
Harkin.
he's Harkonnen. Yeah. And this is why Lady Jessica, because a lot of people think Paul father married Lady Jessica. No, he didn't. he made her a concubine because he knew the whole time she was a Conan.
Right. Right. Okay. See, right. So we know for sure in the first film that he mentions that they never got married and he should have married her. So we know
Yes.
that, but that's an interesting detail. Obviously, we don't know why,
Now
but
watch this.
definitely, yeah.
Paul's relationship with Chani is supposed to mirror the relationship between his father and his mother. Because even
Mm,
though they never got married, they had that true love for each other.
yeah. Yeah. It's
So having her get up and move around and I don't like this, I'm leaving.
yeah. Yeah. No. And see, so okay. So
I give it a B plus though, bro. I give the movie a
right.
B plus.
Okay, and that's fair. That's fair,
Yeah,
especially for someone who knows the extent of the content or the continuity that exists. I will say, do you think maybe the issue too when it comes to two things? I got two questions.
gotcha.
First question is, do you think the reason why in the new Dune the look, the aesthetic that they give to Harkins is because unfortunately, being the director of the new movie series you're about to put out, you have to, maybe they want you to grab, or maybe you yourself don't know what you should be grabbing from. Are there fans that are fans of the film, the old film, um, as much as there are fans of the series, but if there are fans of the old film, the first one to come out, do you also want to show tribute to that? Because when you think about the Harkins in that movie, they ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I give them props. I give them props. First off, because it's hard as freak to make a movie,
mm-hmm.
and then second, it's hard as freak to make such a well beloved book that kicked off everything. Even Star Wars take
Yes.
inspiration from it.
Right.
I give them props on that, and doing the Harkonnens like that, I see what he was trying to do. They was the villains. Give them a monstrous alien looking look to show how bad they was. He could have did that with the Baron, kind of not, because the book describes Baron. He's supposed to be like this 500-pound man. He's so big that he need like a machine to help him walk. That's how big he is in the book. And he's disgusting looking. He's a disgusting looking man. I wouldn't have a problem with their look if their look meant something. And what I mean by that is when you find out later in the book, based on later Jessa description and the Hulk Conan description, you be like, dang, she was the daughter the whole time. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. So that's why I can give props, but at the same time, I don't like it because their look is important. Their look is very important.
Yeah, for sure. And I could
When you
definitely,
watch the Dune sci-fi series, you'll see that they was accurate with the Hulk Conan look.
I'm gonna watch that for sure. I definitely
Yeah.
some a series I've
Bro,
been meaning to watch.
you'll thank me later. I promise. If you watch it this week, you're gonna thank me later. I
For
promise.
sure. Okay. I'm going to.
Yeah.
The second question then, obviously with the Chani situation and and obviously, yeah, I think there's certain things, and this is my thing. I always tell people, like, when it comes to universes like this, when we're talking Dune, Star Wars, you want to do your best to stay within the guidelines or within the continuity that exists, because it's only one universe. You can't mess this up. You know what I'm saying? This isn't DC, this isn't Marvel, where you can always use the excuse of it's a multiverse, where this is a whole nother timeline, this is a whole nother universe, to my knowledge, at least, unless there is some sort of multiverse thing that exists in the Dune continuity. But obviously now you get to this Chani situation. And again, I can probably try and understand, if I'm going to play a devil's advocate, maybe they felt like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Like, I just don't see that. I don't think that's realistic. I think, me being a female, I'd be in my emotions about that. Like, I'd feel some type of way. I wouldn't just accept that and swallow that, because when you truly love somebody, you're jealous for them, and you wouldn't just accept something like that. And so I just feel like we should go in a different direction with this. And I can understand that, but at the same time, I feel like what they're misunderstanding there, and maybe what they need to understand about what's being in a sense portrayed in the book, is that even when you look at history and different cultures, there's a different mind frame. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where some cultures, there was multiple wives. It wasn't just one wife, one love.
And that's what I'm getting at. Okay.
So and you have to understand that, and you have to like even if that doesn't sit well with you as the person acting, or if you're the one
Yeah.
now putting the movie together, even if that doesn't sit well with you, sometimes you have to do your best to understand what that culture is, contrary to what you believe your mind frame or your mindset is according to our culture, right? Where yeah, it's one wife, one love, whatever. And which you can disagree with the other notion all you
Yeah.
want, and maybe that's not that's not the standard you live to in your life, but you still have to understand that there are cultures like that, and clearly in this book, that's a type of culture that's kind of being in a sense instituted in that story, and maybe just respect it for what it is, rather than thinking you have to put your take on it because you feel it's realistic if the woman's
Thanks.
jealous and spiteful because of it, rather than, well, maybe this woman, due to in the story that you're reading, due to the culture she's in, or the setting, she has a deeper wisdom that understands what's happening, and loves Paul so much that she's willing to endure through it, rather than simply falling to the emotion of jealousy. So
You hitting all the right points, bro. Um, Dune is like a space religion book, a religious book, like the
mhm,
Freeman, for instance.
mhm,
And shout out to my Muslim brothers.
mhm.
The Freeman are basically Muslims, bro.
Yeah, you
Okay,
get that off the film. I'll tell you that much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shady was born and I'm using space Muslim. No disrespect to my Muslim brothers. I love my Muslim brothers. I know my
Yeah.
Muslim brothers in the chat, but Cheney was as my frame of a Muslim.
Mhm.
Muslim women know that in that culture, men come first. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, what she did in the book when she saw him get, making that pact with the Empress, when she got up and left in Muslim culture, in Freeman culture, she would have got her head chopped off for that.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm talking about that's in the book too, because the book is kind of like a not just a Muslim culture, but it comes from an ancient royalty culture to where you got your wives, you got your
Yeah.
concubines, and
Yeah.
every woman there knew her role, knew her place. So
Yes.
that's what made the Dune story so dope, because uh, like I said from the beginning, Shani knew she will always be a concubine. She knew that even though Paul is the king of the entire universe, she knew her role was to be a concubine. But what made it so dope, you knew her and Paul was true lovers. Even though he might have a million other wives besides her, she had his heart. And that's what was so dope about what I showed you that video. That was the
Mhm.
very end of the movie where they was walking off in the sunset together. And
Right.
then remember when I first started that book, the Empress was there sad by herself because
Yeah.
the Empress knew I would never have this man heart, even though I'm his wife. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Now, this is the other thing that was cold too. Remember at the very end of the book, the movie,
Yeah.
the very end, what did she do at the very end? I'm talking about the right before the screen went black. What did she do?
You're talking about the new Dune, right?
The Dune 2, right
Okay.
at the
Yeah.
very end.
Yeah.
What did she do when she left
She
the palace?
she looks up, but then she puts the sand pounder. She rides off into the sunset with the worm.
Two things, brother. Calling up a sandworm, bro. You terrified, bro. That's a big deal to them.
Hmm.
Calling up a sandworm.
Hmm.
Two, you playing with your life with a sandworm, bro. It's not a taxi. See, the Freemen look at a sandworm as something religious. They almost look at it as a god
Yeah,
because they understand.
they look at it the same way as the Chinese look at a dragon. In
Yeah,
ancient
so why is
culture.
she calling this freaker up like it's an Uber? You know what I mean? Not,
Yeah.
bro. bro,
Yeah.
the sandworms,
Huh.
you could die any moment.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
It's a ritual.
Okay.
It's a holy thing to call up a sandworm, bro.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it ain't
Yeah.
just something you do. Like, come on, sandworm, let's go. You
Mm,
don't do that in their culture. And another thing
mm.
that I didn't like they missed out on too. Water to the Freeman, they almost look at that as a deity too, because when they wear the suits, uh, when you
It
sweat,
recycles their
it
sweat.
recycles. And like moments, if you cry, they like, why the freak you crying? They will take your tears and lick them because more water is so precious on Arrakis. It's a rarity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, well, I would say you get that in the film, like that it's understood, other than maybe the scene, and not to say that this undermines it, but I guess I don't know if this happens in the book or not, but I would say when she throws up the mother, but he does say like don't do it, like because
Yeah.
but then I know when she's about to cry in the temple, he does mention like save your tears, you know what I'm saying? Because whatever, like he says the line he says. So
But
I
not
definitely
only
feel it's
save your
understood.
tears, he
Yeah.
would have one of these.
Yeah.
Or like in the first Dune movie, remember when he was talking to the Javier actor Steelguard, when he was
Yeah.
talking to Paula Tracy's father, and he was
Uh-huh.
trying to let him know he was making a pact with him.
Mhm.
He spit on the floor, bro. That's a big deal to spit on the floor.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, okay, hold on. So you think that wasn't accurate? You're saying that
No, that's
wasn't?
accurate, but I'm just saying I missed it. They missed opportunities with the Freeman. Like they didn't explain the tribe, because if you know the Freeman and how they work, bro, it's sick how they operate.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah. No,
how,
yeah, right.
but
Okay, I get that.
they didn't touch on their culture because,
Mhm.
like I said, when she called up that sandworm, bro,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. Okay,
that's
well,
a
so
big
I guess my
deal.
question here is this: is obviously we disagree with that version at that moment. How
Yeah,
did you feel it was portrayed? The other moments with the sandworms, did you feel it was somewhat close to a sense of reverence towards the sandworms in their culture, or did you feel like they also missed that?
they
Because
did a good
obviously it was
job.
they made it seem like a big deal. Obviously, when Paul was
When Paul,
now,
they made it a big deal, and you could feel that anticipation.
yeah,
That's how you supposed to feel. It's
okay,
like if you about to get on the most dangerous roller coaster on earth, that
yeah,
feeling you get in your stomach, that's
right,
how you should feel when you call a sandworm up. So
okay,
seeing
yeah,
her at the end,
just do it like
just
nothing.
I'm gonna call up this sandworm.
Yeah,
Ooh, you know,
right, okay, that makes sense. Okay,
yeah,
that definitely was like that. She just like, all right, I'm out of here, man.
yeah. But besides that, bro, those few, I have to be a fool or a straight up hater to say that wasn't a good film. It was a
Right,
good
okay,
film.
okay,
But
okay,
I just
that's
don't know
fair.
how they're gonna do the next Doom movie, man. I just
That's
don't know how
fair.
they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, we have yet to see, and then I think all in all, like I'm with you. Like again, maybe I can appreciate it more because I don't have the the inner knowings of things, but I will say, like, as you're bringing them to light, I can definitely see and feel what you're feeling and understand it now. But yeah, obviously, all those things, I still feel like, yeah, he's doing. Again, I guess I just have to bring it back to. I think this is the unfortunate like curse, when it comes to trying to put something of such a massive scale, that comes from a book or a series, and try and squeeze it into a 2 hour and 45-minute film. And this is what you always come across is what details are going to be left out, what is more important to know in the on screen, or audibly, what you're going to hear. But yeah, and I can now with what you're saying, though, I can definitely agree that last scene with Chani, or that, yeah, Chani. Yeah, I definitely agree with that then. Yeah, yeah. See, because you're right. Because I feel like, yeah, they kind of do get you that, they do kind of allude to the I guess you could say the reverence of the worm, like towards the worm, the sandworm. Um, but again, yeah, I didn't know. And see, now I'm kind of curious. Like, did I miss something in those films? Do because I don't recall them mentioning that the spice comes from the worms. I thought I thought it was just part of the planet, like the only thing I know comes from the worms is the water of life, you know. But other than that, I didn't know the sand came from the worms. I didn't, or the spice, I mean,
It came
so
from. See,
that's a crazy detail to know, man. To
I'm
why
finna,
they do revere these things.
I'm finna get you with another detail. Watch
Oh,
this.
okay. Okay. Oh man.
You who killed the Baron Harkonnen in Dune 2? You remember?
Oh well, I mean, it was Paul Atreides, with the last
Okay,
blow for sure.
that didn't happen in the book.
Really?
It was the sister. Remember
What?
the
Wait.
you see the changes?
Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. Do you mean his sister, Paul Atreides' sister?
His sister,
She's
that his
born
mom,
already at that moment?
she's born, bro.
Oh, whoa.
And they
Whoa,
missed
that's a
a
whole different
bro.
thing for sure.
They missed a cold opportunity. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the sister, it shows you how much time passed since he been with the Freeman. Okay,
Yeah.
the sister is about 6, 7 years old. But peep this: since the mom took the spice of life, the water of life, she got the brain of a 80 or 90-year-old woman with
Yeah.
wisdom.
Yeah. You kind of get that with what you do get in the movie, with her not
Yeah,
even being born yet. But yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, so by the time they get to that point with that battle that kicks off everything, the sister kills the Baron, the 7-year-old sister. Now, peep that if we
Wow.
would have saw that on film, bro. That's what
Damn,
I'm
dude.
saying, man.
Honestly, no,
They
okay. You
cut they,
yeah.
they cut out so much. But when you watch that sci-fi Doom series, you gonna see how much they changed, bro.
Wow. Wow.
And
Yeah.
it's gonna make you love Doom even more, bro. It's
Mm,
gonna make you love it even more. Yeah.
okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. See, I definitely got to get into the series then. Yeah, I
You
definitely
got it,
do.
bro. I'm gonna
Yeah,
give you the
because that's
link.
a whole different.
I'm gonna give you the link. I'm gonna give you the link on Twitter, bro. You
Yeah,
have
please
to
do.
see this series, bro.
I gotta. And here's the thing. Like, you're not the first person to have told me this. Honestly, like, my nephew told me, and my uncle, my uncle, my brother-in-law told me it. Because they were watching the series, and
Yeah,
he's like, bro, that series though, it's really good. You gotta watch. You gotta watch it. And I
yeah.
mean, and obviously he's like, I still like what they did with the Dune movie, but he's like, I still feel like he definitely still preferred watching the show.
Everybody
Um,
say that.
so
Everybody say
there you
that, bro.
go. That's I
And
guess
that show
that's
you how good it is if it came out so many years ago and it's
yeah.
still hitting harder than the stuff that's dropping now. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, and that's interesting. Like that's a crazy detail for sure, though, because that's a whole different detail. I mean, you're talking about.
Abu said I'm spoiling the movie.
Hey, I
I'm
mean, you know
sorry,
what?
man.
I would
I'm
assume people
sorry.
have already watched it, man.
I thought they already saw it too. This movie been
Yeah,
out
my okay. Hold
for a
on,
few
my
months
bad,
now.
people. My bad. I'm
I
here
know. I didn't.
thinking.
I know. I did ruin it, man. I'm sorry, y'all.
You know what? No,
Abu, you ain't seen it.
still
Abu, you
watch it.
ain't
I
seen it
think.
by now. Abu, you ain't seen it by now. You ain't gonna watch it anyway. I know you.
I would still go watch it if I was you guys. I mean, obviously, yeah, I see, big points that you're mentioning that, yeah, I mean, now I can understand why you're thrown off. And, obviously I think if I, know the story to the degree you do it, yeah, I would probably be thrown off by the story I'm seeing on screen. I will say,
To let everybody know, this
yeah,
Dune series is free on YouTube.
okay, okay.
Yeah, it's free, totally free.
Okay. So yeah, I would say watch it all, man. I would even say that. Don't rob yourself of the experience. I would say go watch it all because cinematically, Dune is still a visually good film. Like, to just because I feel like this is what I feel like. Even I didn't watch the Dune series, but even from watching like the first Dune movie to then watching these, I was like, man, like that movie was so ahead. That movie and like that story and that movie was ahead of its time.
Yeah,
The technology just wasn't there to bring to life the imagination and the creation of that, of what exists in that universe, because I'll be honest, I watched that first one and I was I was laughing hard as hell, boy. Like, that beginning the scene where they mirror it in the new movie, but in the old movie, like when they turn on the armor, and it's like these
Yeah.
Minecraft looking cubes, and
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, that's rough. That's like,
You talking about the first one?
yeah,
Yeah, that CGI is terrible, bro.
yeah, so bad, so
Yeah.
bad. But nonetheless, then you get to like what they did with it now, and it's like, yeah, the way they portray that whole like, uh, uh armor, or I don't know what to call it, defense system type thing, definitely a lot better than that movie, and it's like, holy cow. But a lot of the things I felt like that, you definitely like, man, the story, the time to tell that story, and the way you see it being portrayed visually is now for sure, and it complements the 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 imagination of that world. And I definitely feel like that's what these movies at the very least are doing. When you're seeing the visuals of the spaceships, to the worms, and the scale of the cities, and the things of that nature. And then like I said, I feel sound wise too. Like I feel like frequency wise, the sound is in tune with what I hear, the voice, the voices, or the sounds of creatures,
Did
or
you see this in IMAX?
elements. Yeah, yeah, I saw it. Or
I
no, if
hate
not
that.
IMAX, it was Dolby Atmos. One of the two. Something that definitely had my seat shaking. Like I'm like, oh snap. I forgot what that.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was though. Like I don't know if it was Dolby Atmos. But yeah. But go ahead. You were gonna say you hate the IMAX experience. You were about to say, I think.
No, I just said I didn't see it in IMAX though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. No, that it's the way to see it is either IMAX or Dolby Atmos. Something that really allows the sound to resonate uh, properly with the film that you're watching visually. The sound, it does the film so much more
I,
justice.
I put the YouTube link in the chat. I can't find. They must have took that channel down. But it got like episode one, two,
Here
and
you go.
three. That right there just mashed them all together. Episode one, two, and three together.
Okay.
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 So if I think it'll probably stop and show you that it's the end of the episode one.
Okay.
But I guess they took that channel down. But that's it right there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's dope too, man. Dope
Yeah,
stuff.
no, for sure.
Because I can tell you really, I can tell you really rock with Dune, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Let's get into that. I think overall, so it's funny. I definitely feel there are undertones in that film. When you ask me like, what is it about? I'm like, are you asking me like on just like face level, like what it's about, or then there's the undertones of like what you feel is depicted. Where I feel
Now, when
like,
I asked you that, I was just saying I wasn't talking about the spiritual because it's definitely a spiritual book.
oh,
But I was
I
just
feel like it shows a lot of spiritual to political
yeah,
undertones for sure that
yeah.
are being displayed. But I feel like that I think any good movie worth its salt, I feel, has that. You know what I mean? Where you could be able to see the undertones of like you can tell where the inspiration is grasped from. Like that
But
that that
what
form of
when I
story.
describe Dune to people, I just tell them this: it's Game of Thrones in space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They
It really
fighting
is.
over spice.
Yeah, the fight. Yeah, exactly. So I would say now, this would be my next question. Do you feel, and this is kind of where I wanted to take this, is do you feel that now is the time, like that sci-fi is making a comeback, that genre? Because clearly there was a point in time, like maybe in the 80s or late 70s, where that was the thing, right? When you're talking about Star Wars era, Dune, and then movies of that nature, and you're talking like I'm trying to think what other films came around that time, like, you know, but it just seems like, that started something, and then after that, there was like a bunch of sci-fi type films to follow. And I just feel like now we're in that era where it seems like we're in a similar moment where sci-fi is holding the throne right now as far as like what film is what films are more mostly watched now, or genres, as far as like properties, so like from Dune to Rebel Moon, um
See, I think to me, I don't think so. I think we still in that comic book movie era.
you think so? I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel like that's it's declining. I feel like people are kind of
it's
done with
yeah,
it.
it's
You know,
definitely declining.
yeah.
But
And
I
I
don't
just
think
feel
we
like while it's declining, I feel like then
you
sci-fi is kind of like going up. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
you
but
got
I'm still waiting on something to move the needle though. You know what I
hmm
mean?
yeah,
No disrespect to Rebel Moon, no disrespect to
to
uh
Doom.
to Doom. I just felt like we ain't got something to boom, and then everything will start following it. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Because like when Star Wars hit, you start getting some dope sci-fi movies like your Back to the Futures, your
Back to the
Enemy
Future.
Mimes,
Yeah, Blade
your,
Runner,
your Blade Runner, all of them came after.
Tron. Yeah.
When Iron Man hit, then you start getting a slew of them movies after it. You know what I
hmm
mean?
hmm I
Uh
yeah.
Rebel Moon. uh, let's see what part two do. You know what I'm
I I
saying?
I
And
think
let's
I think Rebel Moon 2 is what's gonna define that. I think
yeah.
because obviously for me, Rebel Moon 1 is the equivalent of Dune 1, right? Like it's a starting point. You don't it's not giving you too much of what you're supposed to get just yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
When they was on that planet, that foreign planet,
mm-hmm,
they had me.
mm-hmm,
I said,
mm-hmm,
man, this is gonna be dope.
mm-hmm,
Seeing the people, because the people they were so scared, bro. They were
mm-hmm.
so scared. I said, okay, these freakers must be nuts. But then
Yeah.
as soon as they left that planet, the movie just started. It was too fast. It
Yeah,
was too fast.
100%.
And I don't like
100%.
movies. To me, if you making a world building movie like Lord of the Rings,
Mm-hmm.
you got to take your time with that world building, bro. You know what I'm
I
saying?
so I think, you know, I think the problem that when I say problem, let me actually probably say I don't want to say problem. I'm gonna say the hurdle and the challenge Rebel Moon faces as a newly created IP is that um there is no book necessarily like something like Lord of the Rings to have already existed to
Yeah.
kind of like um to know what's gonna work and what's not gonna work,
See,
what you can fit
kind
in
of
a 3 hour to 4 hour
I
film.
kind of
You know what I mean?
disagree though.
But
And
but
I'm gonna tell you why. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, let me finish my point because it's like it's not like I fully disagree with what you're saying. I
Yes,
guess I'm
sir.
just trying to if I were to understand why there's two versions, because that's also something we just have to be honest about, right? Like we know that there's two versions, and we shouldn't have seen that one coming. That shouldn't even be a surprise to people, right? Like it's obvious and should always be obvious that Zack Snyder's always gonna want a director's cut or extended cut of his film if he can't do everything he wants in that film, right? So that was the obvious. What I will say is I just feel like because of that, right? Like again, that problem of like being forced to put, obviously contractually, this is the time you have to work with to put out that story. This is so you got to do your thing. That's unfortunately the problem he's faced with, Eric Hurdle challenge, when obviously when releasing Rebel, Moon, the first one that came out, the Child of Fire, and then the Scargiver that we're about to see. Where I think if once we get to this point, it's and then what's probably going to end up happening is when you watch them back to back, that's when you're going to see like, okay, this is a complete story being told rather than what would you just get in a Child of Fire. But I do agree though at the same time, and because I did feel like man, it's too short of a film, and for that I feel like it was really uh fast paced. To why which was definitely one of my I agree one of my issues with the film. But again, nothing that was too crazy for me not to understand. I still enjoyed the film for what it was. It's just like in the back of my mind, I just knew like it's okay. I still enjoy this film for what it is. I just know that the director's cut is gonna show me more for me to really appreciate the story. Kind of in the same way BVS, right? Like, you get the theatrical edition. Although I will say this: the theatrical edition, I was perfectly fine with that version. To be honest, I honestly didn't even really need the ultimate edition. But then once you get it, it was like, okay, I see what was missing, and I can see why this version exists. Not that I needed it, because I watched the theatrical version in theaters 4 to 5 times while it was still in theaters, and really enjoyed that film. Once the Ultimate Edition came out, though, it was like, oh wow, a lot of things were missing, though, that for sure uh, give you more to understand what was happening behind the scenes, to really flush out the things that probably you felt like. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, well, how does this happen? Like, how does they know? How do they know this? Why are we here? You know what I'm saying? Like, where like I did feel that same way for sure with Rebel Moon. Is like, man, I just don't like that I'm already here at this point. I don't understand. Like, not that I don't understand. I would just like to fully understand, rather than having to make sense of it myself, to why we're here at this point and why this person is acting the way they're acting, why they would make the choice they've made. I would like to. I'd rather that be flushed out more properly, so that I don't have to make sense of it myself. It's actually being told to me, and I believe we're gonna get that in the director's cuts of these films. But I still would say I still did appreciate Rebel Moon for what it was. I did like it. And at the end I was definitely anticipating the second part. I'm like, okay, there's obviously more to come. Like, what I'm saying? Like, this can't be it. Like, it was just that one, that one final battle really that that happens, as far as like, that is the I guess you could say, the how do you say, the turning point of the film, where like the stakes really get high, and then you kind of go off into the sunset, back to Velt, and then that's that. And it's like, this obviously doesn't end here, right? There's this, there's obviously something else coming, and you get that, that at the end of the film. And I feel like that, at least as long as you know that, I felt like you're okay. Like, I'm okay with what we got here, because I know that there's something else coming. Now, it would have definitely sucked if, at the end of that movie, I have no clue that, like, it just ends in a way that doesn't lead me to know that there's something else I should be expecting, apart from whether we knew that there was a part two or not. You know what I mean? If it would have ended in a way that, like, if this film existed on its own, it would have, like, then yeah, that would have been an issue. But being that it ends in a way that lets me know, oh, there's a part two coming, even if I didn't know there was a part two coming, I feel like, okay, that's fine, But I agree, definitely was fast paced, definitely fast paced.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we fought hard for the Snyder Cut, right?
Yeah,
because
sure.
we knew it was a better story.
Mm-hmm.
Is Zack Snyder came out with Justice League 2, and it was dope, but he told you he got a director's cut, and he just said that I got a director's cut. How would you feel about that?
I mean, I guess I would just feel like, well, that's Hollywood.
Because to me, okay, it was a reason why we fought, because we knew Zack had a director's cut. But to me, now saying you got a director's cut is like saying this director cut is better.
No. Okay. So I'm
hold on.
Okay,
Let me.
I have an answer to what to the example you're giving. I'm not sure
I got you.
It falls in place with this, but go ahead.
But when it comes to Zack Snyder, okay,
yeah,
and I know directors do cuts, but when they come to Zack Snyder, fans already have in their head that the director cut is better. You know what I mean? Because you definitely said it. You just said it. You said, when the director's cut come out, it's going to cover all the missing pieces. Drop the missing pieces now, because this is the thing about it. I'm pretty sure you play sports. What did your coaches always tell you to do? They told you, don't half-ass, go all the way in. You know what I mean? Yeah. So to me, saying, oh, I'm going to drop the director's cut later, I don't know. I just don't feel good about that. It makes me not want to even see the joint, because I kind of blotted out my mind that Rebel Moon was dropping tomorrow, because I'm still thinking in my head, okay, it's 2 director's cut that's coming out down the line. You know what I mean? So when I hear director's cut from Zack Snyder now, what is this you giving us first? You giving us the Rudy Poo version. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be mean because Zach is my favorite director,
Yeah.
but I have to
Okay, hold on.
I have to critique. I can't be a mindless zombie at
No,
the
no,
same time.
and 100%. So I will say this: there's first thing I think when it comes to why we fought for the Snyder Cut is a different thing than what we're seeing here, and I say that
It's
because
definitely different.
yeah, because the issue isn't that Justice League that we saw in 2017 was his movie. It's just because it wasn't his movie, and we knew that there was a version that was his movie. That's the difference, right? So the Snyder Cut really isn't that there's a director's cut. The Snyder Cut is that that's actually his movie, while Justice League is Joss Whedon's movie, right? So that's why that's separate. Um, I can agree with what you're saying. Being in the know, right? Like seeing us, we're in the know of these things, right? We're following what's being said. We follow the interviews, so we know that there's a director's cut. I don't think the general population knows that, right? And there's a comment. Somebody in the comments said that someone not being into sci-fi. Here he goes. Not into sci-fi. She loved Rebel Moon, and I would say like same thing here. Rebel Moon. It does appease, from what I could tell so far, to the general audience, which is why Netflix would want him to drop this version, right? Now, does that mean that the
But think
director?
about this though,
Mhm,
real quick. Okay, people saw part one.
yeah.
A lot of people saw part one
Yes.
because it
Yes.
was hyped about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a lot of people now. A lot of people liked it, and a lot of people didn't like it,
Mhm.
and left a bad taste in people's mouths.
I'll be honest.
Now,
I
do
think.
you? But do
I
you think it would be different if he would have gave us his all with the director's cut first?
unfortunately, like, we just don't live in that world. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's his call. I think if it was his call, you're right. He would have just done what you're saying. I think that for a fact. Like I know that for
Yeah.
a fact. If it was his call, he would have. But it's not. Unfortunately, it's Netflix. He's got to deal with Netflix, and
But see,
Netflix
this is
wants
so.
a.
But it's so strange to me because Netflix drop rated R movies all the time, like Extension. What's that movie with the dude that played Thor? Them some dope
Yeah,
movies.
extraction.
Extraction, bro.
Yeah.
Them movies,
Okay.
if
I'm
Netflix
no. I'm
kill
gonna
people
tell.
in the movies,
I'm gonna tell you why. Unfortunately, okay. So there's two things we got to look at when we're talking about Rebel Moon. And so something the complete difference between Rebel Moon and Extraction is not an IP. It's not something that they're looking to build like a whole product out of it. They're not there's no Extraction comic books. There's no Extraction action figures. You know, they you can tell Netflix had this whole universe. And again, this is why I said what I said earlier, like why I think sci-fi is what's going to be on the rise here. This is Netflix sees that is what I think, to why they're thinking to themselves, we're a universe building here. So they're essentially building a new IP, right, from the ground up, where now they're introducing comics and action figures, which appeals to children audiences. So they have to have in the same, so that's I'm sure what was in their mindset when they're thinking why they're releasing these first versions that are coming out between Rebel Moon and Rebel Moon, the Scargiver that we're just getting now, the shorter versions and the not the rated R versions, because they wanted to build an audience that was also geared towards children, so that they can hopefully then make money off of a market off of comic books and action figures. That's and whatever else they are now going to create out of this new sci-fi world they're creating, which I'm pretty sure in their mind they're thinking this is going to be our Star Wars, our saying where what Star Wars is to Disney, what Dune is to Warner Brothers. This is what's going to be Rebel Moon for us. This is what we're coming out with sci-fi wise, that we're going to be able to make money off toys, action figures, comic books, pajamas, who knows, whatever else they can come up with to create such a brand with Rebel Moon. So I think that's why that exists, and why they said we have to go this route. And why rightfully so, Zach would say, okay, yeah, if that's the vision for this product, for this IP, then yeah, let's do that. I have no problem with that, because then like we know, there's going to be the director's cuts, which will be rated R, which will be for the more adult audiences that want that are, that know that there's more of a story to tell, that's probably going to be a little bit more gritty, that's going to make more sense to the things we saw in the first two, or actually possibly, to my knowledge, that from what I've seen, is that these actually director's cuts are actually possibly different movies all together. The stories are just probably completely even different, so it could be a separate universe all on its own. uh Obviously we won't know till we get there, until we see, but from what I can gather, from what Zach's saying, or from what I've seen him say, to what I've seen talked about on other channels, is that this may possibly be a whole nother universe in itself, like another, just story being told for just like a rated R universe, of this IP. But yeah, that would be the reason why, though, to answer the question, is it's that obviously they were looking to build a product out of this that's going to sell to children. You can't do that with a rated R film. They wouldn't be able to do that, and so that's why, yeah, they do films that are rated R for sure, but those films aren't. They're not doing what they're doing with Rebel Moon, and they're building comic books off of this IP. They got action figures off of this. They're not doing that with any other like rated R film they're doing. So that would be it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And again, for people that I know aren't, in the know like we are, where we knew there was a director's cut. We know that there's a rated R version that we can look forward to. For people that just went in, general audience type people that that watched the film, they highly received it. They thought it was a really good film. Again, not too long. So something that appeases to them. And I do overall think that, I think the majority, from what I could tell, lies in people actually liking the film, compared to what I believe is, more of the minority, to those that found their issues with the film. And again, not to disagree with some of the issues that I've seen, which, like I said, I can agree with the pacing part. Me myself, I could tell, like, man, this was really fast paced. The reality is, unfortunately, not unfortunately, let me not even say that. The reality is not everybody views films with the same lens. I think me and you, we watch movies. This is our jam. This is what we do. We're into storytelling and things of that nature. So yeah, we want, if you got to give us a 4-hour film, please do so. You know what I'm saying? So we can get, general audiences, they're not thinking on that scale, like the same way we are, as I guess, movie connoisseurs. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think overall that's what we're facing when we're looking at Rebel Moon.
I definitely understand what you mean. They try to make it into a franchise, but it's movies that prove the fact that you could be rated R and still be a franchise, without cutting down your film and making it instead of a sugary, potent Kool-Aid, you make it a watery, more plain tasting type of deal. You know what I mean? Like for instance, you got your Aquaman's did $1 billion. You got your Joker rated R. It did $1 billion. It's rated R films out there.
Yeah, but you're talking about that's again this is
Koj just said a good point. That first RoboCop movie, okay? We both know with that first RoboCop movie, they was going in with
hold on.
They were going in with the killing on there. But then what did they end up doing? They made a cartoon. They came out with comic books for it. So kids start getting into it. They turned it into a TV series. And this is all I'm saying. I definitely understand what you're saying, Baker. But this is what I'm saying. Give us the best first. You know what I mean? Give us your best. Then give us the watered down, like the cartoons and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? But I came into Rebel Moon hyped. I wanted it to be better than Star Wars. Because we all know that Star Wars is lacking right now.
Oh, 100. Okay, let me say this. I will say I agree. I 100% agree with you. Like, as far as like what I wanted, right? I'm on board with you. I will say it's hard to measure it to other things. So let's just to address the not the RoboCop. I'll get to that. Just to address the Aquaman Joker thing. Again, those are IPs that already have existed for time, right? So they can do something that's a bit out of the norm for it, as far as whether or not it's going to be able to be watched by the general audience, or by just an adult audience, or parents that are willing to let their children watch such things. They can take that kind of hit and risk it, and risk, because
But look, this is what I'm
their
saying too.
IPs,
Like,
those IPs
look,
already exist. Now,
look
if
at
we're gonna,
Predator. Look at
well,
Predator.
but hold on,
Predator
I'm gonna
started off
get
as
there.
a
So
yeah.
Predator and RoboCop, I was gonna get there. Trust me. And again, we're talking. Can we be honest here? Like, just like, let's just like, do we think for a second? And not to say that like I prefer one over the other, but let's just if we're gonna be subjectively, like just consider what's in front of us, right? Do you really think? Do you really think uh, Predator, the Predator franchise and the RoboCop franchise stand toe to toe with the Star Wars franchise? You know
No,
what I
but
mean?
this
And
what
that's
I
and
was
that's
saying
so
though.
let's but just think about this. I just want to take you down this road of like, if we were to if we're gonna be in Netflix's shoes, right? And we're trying to study what makes a like, how can you deliver a successful franchise, right? And you're looking at, again, Predator, RoboCop had no fear of just going straight rated R. But then you look at films like Star Wars, right? And they clearly didn't go the rated R route. And yet, which one is more like, which one made the most money over the years? Which one has standed the test of time? Now, that's not to say that Star Wars shouldn't go rated R, at all. I feel like there's room for it. But when you're
You
talking
think
about,
Rebel Moon is on the level of Star Wars right now?
what I'm talking about is, if I'm going to understand the mindset of why go PG-13 first before rated R, why that would be, it would be when you look at the franchises that you even brought up, Marvel earlier, right? Iron Man and all that. Again, they didn't go rated R. So if they're thinking about like what's gonna make us the most, how can we be most successful? Clearly, the brands that kind of have been most successful up to late are brands that don't start off rated R. Like their jump start, or their kickoff point, or whatever you want to call it. The moment they launch, there you go. That's what I was looking for. The launch of their franchises, that definitely didn't launch rated R. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, and this is probably gonna screw with people's heads, you know, because I probably definitely stand on my own here. Now, if you asked, do I think Rebel Moon stands similar to Star Wars? And I would say this, bro. I go watch episode 4, and that movie lacks hard. The only character that carries that film is Obi-Wan and
You talking about A New Hope?
I'm talking about episode 4, bro. I'm talking about
Bro,
episode 4, because Luke Skywalker
bro, that's the
lacking
coldest
so.
Star Wars movie, bro.
Bro, hold on, because no, if we're gonna be honest, I'm just being honest, bro. Like, Mark Hamill's performance as Luke Skywalker was so weak, so weak.
I
And
got
here's the
something for
thing,
you right after that. Go ahead.
and here's the thing. I'm not saying that. So here, check this out. What I'm trying to deliver here for you to understand here is that if I'm gonna really be honest subjectively, right, about what we're talking about, right, and trying to compare launches to one another, because that's what we're comparing here. Launches. You're asking Rebel Moon, does it compare to Star Wars? That's not a fair question, because Star Wars has so much continuity now that I can look at different movies in Star Wars and say, hell no. But if I'm going to say launch movies, does it compare? I can say, they're pretty neck and neck, actually. I probably would say Rebel Moon probably can surpass A New Hope. But the fact is if I'm going to be really honest, is you look at the performance. Now, there's different things that I can say Star Wars launch in that film and in New Hope is better than maybe Rebel Moon, and then things that are probably in Rebel Moon that are probably better than Star Wars and New Hope, to why maybe it balances itself out. And
I'm
this is why I
laughing at the
say,
shit. I'm sorry.
hey, trust me. He said,
Bro,
"You must be."
bro,
Oh no,
that was
look at this.
bro, that
Hey,
bro, that
can I
was
tell
a
you?
a
I know it
hot
is, and
take.
I know it is, but I just have to be honest because
Hold on, real quick. Let me prove a point. How A New Hope is my favorite, bro. I'm
for
gonna give you
real.
one scene. I'm gonna give you
Yeah,
one scene with Mark Hamill, and I know you don't rock with it, but just for me,
just go
it
ahead,
was
go
it
ahead, go
was
ahead.
it was a scene in New Hope that always made me cry, bro. And I'm not a crier. I'm a man. I
Oh
don't
man,
cry,
dude, it better be a good scene, bro, because there's scenes
bro.
that I just feel are
It's a
so
scene,
emotionally disconnected. But go
bro.
ahead.
It's a scene in the beginning of the movie, where Obi-Wan and Luke they out in the desert. Okay,
Yeah,
uh, Luke Skywalker, his parents is really his aunt and his uncle.
and his
Okay,
uncle. Yeah,
bro comes home to his parents
that ain't it.
burned to a freaking crisp.
That ain't it, bro.
Bro, you know what bro do? Anybody who gonna see their mama burnt to a crisp, what they gonna do? Snotty nose, break down crying. Luke didn't do none of that. You know what Luke did? Luke lifted through dead bodies and kept it moving, bro.
That's that's my main point, bro. That's actually my
Bro,
main point, bro. There's
The
such an
way that,
emotional disconnection in that scene that
bro,
it's baffling.
to me that's is totally the opposite, bro. Because
Oh no, no.
bro, the way that he kept it moving, bro, I cried for him. Abu said thanks, bro. That scene right there, bro. I think you need to take another look at that scene, bro.
Dude, no,
That's
trust me. Look, listen,
that's a sad scene,
listen.
bro.
I watch, dude. You don't understand how much I like. Like, here's the thing. There's people that like, they're into Star
But
Wars,
I
comics.
understand people got different views. You know what I mean? I understand people.
Yeah,
You know,
trust me. Uh, 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 this is where it's like I just have to. Here's my thing. I love Star Wars. Like I really do. That's this is
which one is your favorite Star Wars? I'm curious.
look, and this is probably gonna surprise people, honestly. And this could just be me, man. My favorite Star Wars movie is Revenge of the Sith. Honestly,
Oh, that's a
that's
lot of
my
people' favorite. That's a lot of
yeah,
people' favorite.
but I know it's not to a lot of people also. But
No, people usually say uh Empire Strikes Back or Revenge of the Sith. They
that's
always say
true.
them.
That's probably it's probably 50-50 between the two, maybe.
Yeah.
And I would say, but see, here's the go. Like, here's the thing. Now, Empire Strikes Back, I love Empire Strikes Back. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I mean. Like, if I just think people look look. No, if you truly love A New Hope, hey, power to you, man. Power to you. I just think there's a slight dishonesty.
I
You
think
know,
Revenge. I think Return of the Jedi is not a good movie.
yeah,
I
I've
mean,
heard that a lot. I've heard that a lot.
we just proving each other points that people just see movies differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a fact. And that's a fact, right? So all that to say, maybe the real point here is maybe none of it really matters, and the numbers speak for themselves, right?
I mean, it's just me. Maybe Rebel Moon 2 tomorrow will blow my sauce away. But I'm
Yeah,
just saying, just for me, just that fast pacedness. I just wish Zach would have dropped his original version out
mhm.
and got us all hyped and said, okay, Star Wars got competition now. But to me, it was just like, now this is just me
Okay,
talking.
here's a question.
Rebel Moon didn't move the needle.
Okay,
It didn't
here's a
move the needle.
question. Here's a question. Would you have, and maybe this is what should have happened instead? Because, like, again, I understand why Rebel Moon had to be released the way it did, right? I completely understand it. Again, you're launching something that you're trying to sell to minors. I can get why you're going that route, right? Do you think maybe instead of saving the director's cuts towards the end, they should have released both, maybe either both versions, like of the part one, together at the same time,
Not together, but
or
maybe a
maybe
month,
like, yeah,
a
you know what I'm
month
saying,
after each other.
a month after, like, okay, you release the
Yeah.
PG-13 version to launch it, but then like a month after, give us at least the director's cut of the
Because
first part.
that's what I thought he was gonna do. Because
Me too.
now he talking about these joints gonna come out what at the end of the year.
It sometime in the summer. He didn't really say
But to
when.
me, people fist the move. to me, the summer is the worst time to put out some more joints because summer is blockbuster time.
But see, or
Because
maybe that's
look
the
what
hold on.
everybody gonna be talking about in the summer. People gonna be talking about Wolverine, Deadpool. What's another big summer joint coming out?
Maybe this is the screwball, is what I'm saying, right? Maybe this is the point that we're missing here. That Netflix is saying, like, y'all think y'all gonna have it in the summer, but the jokes is on you when we release these director's cuts. That's gonna shit on all of y'all things that are going on in the summer, and then
Maybe
that'll be
so.
like Rebel Moon will be the thing that was talked about all year long because you know what I'm saying. It just it was like it came out in the end of the 2023. We're kind of getting it somewhere in the beginning of the middle, I guess, of 2024, and then in the summer we're getting both versions of the director's cuts. You know what I'm saying, that we can watch back to back, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the intention. You know what I
But
mean?
are the director's cuts dropping at the same time or they dropping separate?
I want to say at the same time he said. I want to
Oh,
say at the
okay. I
same time
hope
he
so,
said.
bro. I hope so, man, because that's all people talking about is director's cut, director's cut, director's cut.
No, I hear that, man. Honestly,
But let me ask you something too, man. Do you think the next movie Zach come out with, they gonna have director's cut? You know what I mean? Don't that kind of seem a little bit too cliche at this point?
no. I think ask yourself this: did Army of the Dead have a director's cut? It didn't, because that was that was a rated R movie. They knew that was going to be released that way. Where they were fine with that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's that world. It's a rated R world.
That's a good point. Good
you know
point.
what I'm saying? It's a zombies movie. So like, yeah, go crazy, Zach. Do your thing. And Army of the Dead is the version we got. Like that's it. That's his cut. So no, I don't think every movie is that. I don't think every movie has to be that. There are movies he has that aren't that, right? Dawn of the Dead, same thing. There is no director's cut to Dawn of the Dead. Guardians of Gahul, Guardians, Owls of Gahul, same thing. One movie, no directors. Like there's movies that he has.
I love that movie. A lot of people hate that movie.
I love that movie.
I
The
love
animation in that
Hey,
film was so
if
great.
you seen that movie,
Yeah,
Man of Steel wouldn't got them dope flight scenes without that movie, bro.
You're right. Hey, no, honestly, you might be. Well, which one came first? Did Owls come first before Man of Steel?
The Owls came way first before Man of
Yeah.
Steel.
Okay. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure. I thought it came
all
after.
them Kal-El flight scenes.
No,
that
you're
came
right.
from
You're right.
that came from the Owl movie,
You're right.
bro.
You're right. There was no way he could release
You know that
Owls of
angle.
Gahul
You know
while
that
still
famous.
doing BVS.
You know that famous angle where you see the head first.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
all the comic book movies that came from Zack, that came from the Owl movie, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zack did that first in the Owl movie. That Owl movie is tight.
Bro, that
Owl
movie, really nice. Really nice. Honestly, people sleep on that one because
Yeah, they do.
mean,
They sleep on that one.
cinematically, it stands almost like a live action
I
film.
like that movie before I even know who Zack Snyder was, bro.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Same here. And
Yeah,
that's really
but yeah,
good.
just to sum up, man, we don't win two. We
Yo,
don't win 2
snap.
hours. But to sum things up,
Yeah.
I think the reason why I was disappointed with Rebel Moon because I wanted it to be scorch earth shattering good. You know what I
I
mean?
know what you mean, bro.
And I think my expectations were too high. Am I hoping that Rebel Moon 2 will pick up the slack? Yes, I do, because I think the concept is dope. I like the characters, the actors are dope. You know what I mean? I think the story got potential. I just needed to be more stepped up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I get it, and
You
I think you're gonna get that in part two. I honestly do think that. I feel like, again, same way, like Dune 1. It's kind of a slow burner. You have some action. You know what I mean? I think that's the same thing. The only problem is that it wasn't a slow burner. It was
you know what my favorite part in the movie is?
Mhm.
It's not all the action stuff that was in Rebel Moon 1. It was the beginning of the movie, bro.
Yeah, the visuals of that planet.
But not only the visuals, just to see the foreign people and how they were hyping up the empire like they were so scared. Like that pulled me in. Like, these freaks supposed to be some beasts. This empire right here. And I know that ain't the name, but they remind me of the empire.
They're
what's their names? I forgot.
Yeah. Ah, man. I was praying. I was preparing more for the Dune talk that I brought up. I looked up information all on that, but I should have brushed up on the Rebel Moon talk.
Good night, Abu. We about to close it out soon, man. We about to
Oh
close it out.
man, for sure, man. Abu, appreciate you coming through, brother. Sorry,
But,
I didn't keep up with the chat. It's just I wanted to make sure me and Fiddle got in, got our conversation through for sure.
but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love the director's cut. I always love Zach's director's cut. I'm a big fan of the BVS director's cut. But
Mhm.
I'm also like you at this point. The BVS theater version, I was hyped about that. I love that too. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see, man, because I feel like I should like the theater version as well. You know
Oh
what I
no,
mean? That's how I
100%,
feel.
100%, 100%. And look, yeah, honestly, then yeah, it sucks that unfortunately, if let's just say Rebel Moon was released in theater, maybe and unfortunately it didn't meet the mark for you. I felt it met the mark for me personally.
That's good though. That's good.
It's not like I would say that I compare it to BVS theatrical. No, I was the BVS theatrical to me
And
still.
the thing about the thing I love about Zach is like the last director that's making men alpha men in his movies. You know what I
Yes,
mean? The
yes,
big the big
yes,
swole guys with the big guns. You know what
yeah,
I mean? And even though he put women in this movie, they're dope. You want to see more of them. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's
yeah,
none of that. Women stronger than men. It ain't none of that. It's just a hardcore dope woman doing what she's supposed to do. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll see tomorrow. You know what I mean? To see how dope it is.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
hoping it's good because I'm a Zack Snyder fan, man. I love Zack movies. Uh, he make awesome movies, sci-fi movies, comic book movies, CGI movies. So we're gonna see how it go. We're gonna see how it
Yeah,
go.
no, for sure. We will, man. And again, I think you will like Rebel Moon Part Two. I think that's when it's gonna finally amp up to what you're
Yeah,
expecting.
because I think because this is the follow-up. Like this
Yes.
is so we gonna see how it go. And I know Zach go hard on ending the movie out. So I
Yeah.
know it's gonna definitely have that action in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For
But
sure.
I just want that story to hit a bit harder. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because just the thing about human beings, man, that's the secret to everything in this world, bro. People want good stories, and, and,
Hmm.
and, and from our religious texts like the Bibles or to the
Yep.
Quran,
Yep.
or when caveman was painting on the wall, when you had the Romans and the Greeks with the philosophers telling the stories about the Greek gods. The, we as human beings crave a great story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything else is a bonus, like your CGIs, your acting, all that stuff. But if you got a concrete, hardcore, dope story, everything else is easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. And and this is why I think
With
maybe
rap, even with rap, if you can spit a dope
dope
story,
story. Yes. Yes. Those will always flush out more better than putting just something together for the beat bop,
yeah,
uh expression or
yeah,
experience. That's what I meant to say.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I agree. And look, I think in the end of the day, this is the way the story wraps up will probably give you that. I
Yeah,
think we could definitely, if we had the time for it, I definitely, I feel like we can definitely talk about the Rebel Moon one story plot. You
yeah.
know,
I'm gonna be back too. I'm gonna be
so
back.
yeah, we can definitely then actually, and here maybe that's the thing. Maybe we obviously when we reconvene, what we should probably do is I'll watch the Dune series,
Got
you
you.
know, and
Please do. I beg of you, please.
I'll watch it. Trust me, I will. And
Yeah,
then obviously we're gonna watch Rebel Moon Part Two,
yeah.
and then so when we reconvene, we can discuss that. We can discuss, I'll tell you my thoughts on Dune series, like how I
Got
feel
you.
about that, and then we can talk about how we feel overall now about where Rebel Moon is at now, where it stands now with you and with me on after seeing the Part Two,
Yeah.
and then and that's
Because
that.
I love all the characters in Rebel Moon.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I like the long haired boy with the Pegasus horse. I love the bald
Mm,
headed black man to be in all the movies.
yeah.
I hate they killed Ray Fisher character because he was dope.
Oh,
I like
Blood Axe. Yeah,
I like
Darian Blood Axe.
Blood Axe, the samurai woman. That
Nemesis.
whole
Yeah,
that whole seven samurai group is dope. But
yeah,
I wanted to know more about them. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. No, for sure.
So hopefully
I
Rebel
know what
Moon
you mean.
2 and the director's cut go deeper into those characters.
I think. Look, I think they will. I think they will. And again, I know what you're saying there, and I wanted the same thing. It's not to say that I feel like it because we didn't get that first one lacked. Again, if I'm gonna be honest, I feel people are like not necessarily you, but I'll say like I've seen people like they'll compare that like the lack of that, and then but again like okay if we like again not to go down this road, and again I'm not trying to go down there, but just to again show clarity here, like in A New Hope, do you really have a backstory to every character you're introduced to? You're not. You're not getting a backstory to every a character introduced in A New Hope. You know, anything that has launched at a certain point, you know, you don't always get like a backstory on everybody. Now, is it a
That's
great?
true. But at the same time, they took their time with each character though. Because
Did they
think
though?
about it. Yeah, because think about it. In Rebel Moon, we went to this planet, to this planet, to this planet, to this planet, and
Mhm.
it just happened so fast. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. There's like at least what, uh, at least 4 different planets we visit, right? Yeah.
We
that
for
was-
4 different planets, we had about what 5 or 6
this is-
warriors that was on the team, and we didn't know nothing about them. Mostly, we just got fighting scenes from them.
yeah, but again, I will say that I think to try and say that I love to try and say that the backstory to all these characters needed to be told. Again, I'm not sure that's actually true, considering how many movies don't do that, and still are fine, like you know, still do fine, obviously, and does if people didn't seem to have an issue then with those films. I will agree, yeah, like as far as world introducing this movie definitely introduced a lot more worlds than what you
But you
got
know
in A
why
New
I
Hope.
said that? This is
Mhm,
why I'm gonna tell you. This is why I said that.
mhm.
If you're gonna set up for Blood has to die,
Yeah, you want more out of that character. Yeah, I
you
know what you
need
mean.
you need you need more. You need to know more and have an attachment to that character so you can feel something when he died.
But
Now, if
now,
you just want him to die, just let him die. And
but
that's
see,
just how I felt.
you say that though, and there you go. It said in the comment section, the word is spin-off because we know we got the Blood X comicses, and again, comics, and maybe again, that's why they didn't feel they knew they were gonna sell this, and they knew people were gonna like that character. So maybe
But
they're
see,
like,
that's the stuff I didn't like about Star Wars. Why Star Wars started getting bad to me
okay, okay,
because they'll be like so and so happened in this,
hmm
and then you'll be wondering what happened, and then they'll say, "Okay, you can get this book." I don't want to
hmm
get the book.
I get you. I
I
get you.
want to know now why
Yeah.
that happened. You know what I
So,
mean?
and here's the thing. I'm on board with you. Like I am there with you, and that's like my own what I would want, right? Same as you. I agree with you. But again, if I'm going to understand why they make the moves they make, again, you're looking at something like Star Wars franchise. Whether you disliked it or not, that's the formula that kind of did work for Star Wars. Apparently, you know what I mean? Like
And you know, I understand business. You
you
know what I
know,
mean? I understand
unfortunately.
you got the like for instance, they did the and didn't too many people read it, but like with Man of Steel. Remember when he went inside the old Kryptonian ship and he saw that open coffin, space coffin, whatever it was,
Yep, yep,
crisis status.
yep.
Okay, it's a comic book they explained that was Supergirl that came out of it. But how many people knew
Would
to go
actually
to the route?
yes.
You know what
Yeah,
I
I know
mean?
what you mean. I know what you mean.
I found out years later that was a thing. You know what
Yeah. No, same here, man.
I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And again, I agree with you. I personally agree with you. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah. And I'm sure
I
the
would like
comic book is gonna be dope. All that stuff gonna be dope. But I
Well,
don't
from what I
know.
hear, the comics so far are really good from the people that I've seen have read it. I
Yeah,
haven't I haven't dived into it just yet.
yeah.
But again, I
I plan on
like you.
picking it up too because
Yeah,
I like the character design of
yeah.
badass.
Oh, he
He look
looks
like
sick.
yeah, he look like a warrior Rastafarian. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it was
You
a
know,
dope look, really dope look.
yeah.
And I would say like overall the aesthetics for a lot of the characters they really look dope in that
Yeah, they
in that
look dope.
franchise so
So
far.
you know, I think when it comes to these space operas like your Dunes and stuff, it's
Mhm.
just it's important to really have a hardcore dope story. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You know, because
I
because
feel you.
because because Rebel Moon, if it's something that's going to be a huge big franchise, you got to take your time with the world building and the story. You know what I
hmm
mean?
hmm
And that's just me. That's just how I feel. Like you said, you felt Rebel Moon was fantastic. That's dope. You know what I mean? I just need a
yeah.
little bit more.
Yeah, no, and I can definitely understand where you're coming from. You know, it's not even to say that you're wrong in a sense. You know,
And I'm pretty sure that the director's cut gonna be an A+ from me.
I
You
feel like
know,
that's the cut that I feel like that's the one for you, possibly. You know, well, I feel like I said, I think once you see, once we get to the end of part two, maybe you're gonna be like, okay, that was a cool story from from beginning to end, from a Child of Fire to the Scar Giver. You'll probably be there then, but I
I
feel
think
like
they should have did. I think they should have did Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon 1 director's cut. Rebel
I
Moon 2.
agree, I agree,
Rebel Moon 2 director's cut.
100%. I know,
The
and
only
that's
the only reason why I think they might have dropped them together like that is because with the algorithm, it'll look good for the algorithm. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
because
that's yeah,
all Netflix is like YouTube.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the longer people watch it, it boosts up that movie.
yes,
As
yes,
like YouTube, okay? You can have 100 people watching the stream right now. If they're
yeah,
watching for a long time, like longer than the regular time that they're supposed to be watching before they drop off, YouTube will send more traffic that way.
right, right. That's true. That's true.
So maybe that's them trying to, do the algorithm thing.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, for sure. Because, like I said, everything up to this point, from everything we've critiqued, definitely to my to what I can see is like it's just all business moves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's business.
We
It's business.
we
And
obviously.
see that's why I understand as a fan. I'm just
Mhm.
speaking from a fan point of view.
Yes, yes,
Everything from a business point of view, I understand why they dropped the PG-13 versions first. Why is it not the director's cut? That's a
yeah,
business move.
yeah.
But I'm speaking from a fan
From a fan
point of view.
perspective, for sure,
Yeah,
for sure. And that's why I
yeah,
said it's completely understandable. Like anybody who doesn't understand that, it's like, oh, you're just I don't know. You're just
yeah.
choosing to pick a fight where it doesn't belong. Because yeah, it's understandable. You obviously want the most of what could be offered, and it's there. It exists. That's what you
let
wanted.
me let me bring it back to rap with this example.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Biggie Tupac double albums. A lot of
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of people didn't know this. In rap, when you did a double album, that doubled your sales. So let's just say Tupac and Biggie uh dropped the album that did 500,000, but in SoundScan it hit 1 million because as
Mm,
two albums,
mm,
as two albums.
yeah. Yeah.
So maybe Netflix is playing that game business wise.
Business wise,
You
for
know?
sure, 100%.
Yeah,
It's a hundred
yeah,
percent that. So
yeah.
it's one of those things where, like, yeah, business wise, it's clear what their move is, and again, like, hey, do your thing. I'm not mad at it. Personally myself, as a fan, yeah, for sure. I'm obviously waiting for the director's cuts. Obviously on your end, you didn't like the first Rebel Moon as much. You're hoping you like the Scar
I
Giver.
get I give it a C minus.
You give it a C minus. Okay, okay,
Maybe
fair,
even
fair.
just a straight up C.
I would say C is probably fair. From what I'm hearing from you, I think that's where you're at. I definitely see
I
the
gi-
C.
I
Yeah,
give it a C. I give it a
yeah.
C.
If I were to,
Hopefully tomorrow I give it a B or A. You know what I mean?
I guess that's where I'm probably more on the, somewhere between B and A minus.
Because I that
Um,
the leading woman, Sophia,
hmm Sophia, yeah,
she dope, man, and she always been like a support actress. So it's dope to see her leading, and I,
she
I
did a
want this to be
really good
dope for
job.
her.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want this to be dope for her. I want this to be dope for Zach going out doing a space opera. So
yeah,
we'll see how it go, man. We'll see
yeah,
how it
for
go.
sure. Did you see? Last question. Did you see the GQ interview with Zach?
The one where he was talking about Lex Luthor. When he was
He
talking
talked
about
about a lot of things. That's why
he
I
did,
asked.
he
Yeah,
did.
did
But
because if
what stood out to
if
me?
you
He said
watched it,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
yeah, yeah, dude. What did you think about that? I mean, I don't know. I should let you go, but I just like him.
Bro,
Uh,
I speak on it, bro. That would have took BBS to another level, bro.
right, dude.
Bro, Leonardo DiCaprio's light years better than
Hey,
Eisenberg.
no, like especially
Bro,
like seeing.
that would have changed the whole tone of the
I,
movie.
yeah, I think so, man. Well, what's okay. I'll say this: like, him explaining why he chose Eisenberg, I definitely understand, right? Like I definitely get it, like what he was going for, and it makes sense. Okay, I know exactly what you're going for then. Although I will say, like and then from knowing what people disliked about Lex and what they expected, it's clear to me for sure if he would have went the Leonardo DiCaprio route, it would have hit like hard, and we know for sure Leonardo DiCaprio can play a really good villain. He could play a really good villain. So yeah, it's definitely interesting to think like what that would have been, for BVS. Again, not to take away from what Eisenberg did. He for sure delivered on what Zach wanted out of Lex. Like
Yeah,
he
but
wanted
Eisenberg gave us Joker. He didn't give us Lex Luthor. You
I
know what I'm saying?
I no I would I'll put it like this. When I first watched the film, I agree. Like I did think it was for me it was more like of a Riddler vibe. I felt,
Riddler, yeah.
but the like I said, I watched that film like 4-5 times in the theater. The more I watched it, the more I understood what he was going for sure. Because then the more I watched it, the more I felt this like modern Gen Gen Z or no Gen Z no like millennial there you go, like a millennial vibe of a Lex, coming out of Silicon Valley type vibe, you know what I mean? Very business like, but somehow hipster at the same time. I from the aesthetic to the vibe, the acting. I for me at least, that's what I understood. Like, okay, he's going for like a very what Lex probably would be in this world that we live in.
Your villain is just as good as your hero. Your hero is just as good as your villain.
Yeah.
And just hearing Zack Snyder say Leonardo DiCaprio, bro, me and you both know the world know.
Oh no, yeah.
A more powerful nuclear megaton performance compared to Eisenberg. Leonardo would have killed it, bro.
I guess. Well, think about this. Let's ask yourself this though. Considering what Zach wanted and what we got out of Eisenberg, do you actually think Leonardo could have went there? You get what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if he would have. And maybe the only depiction we have of maybe something that maybe displayed something of that nature, but I'm not so sure to that level of psychoticness that we got from Eisenberg. The closest thing we have to like some sort of like, scheming, millionaire, whatever type guy was Wolf on Wall Street, right?
Now you got another movie too. You ever see The Departed?
Oh yeah, yes, I did, but he doesn't play. I mean, he was a bad guy, but I don't know.
Watch it. He played a good guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Watch this.
Oh,
he played a good guy playing a bad guy.
Yeah.
Acting like a good guy, but he was playing. He was turning into a bad guy. He was now really wrap that around your mind, bro. And Eisenberg could have pulled something off like that, bro.
No, you're right. No, listen. You're right. I'm not so. Yeah. Here's the thing. Any part that any role DiCaprio's played, he's played to the T and some. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just I'm always blown away by his performance with what he's in. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know if he could have gone to play, because again, this is what we have to remember.
Let me ask you Eisenberg. Which one is the better villain, Zod and Man of Steel, or Eisenberg? Thank you, Zod.
No. I'm gonna tell you why that's a hard question to answer, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm just talking about early performance.
The thing is, they're two different types of villains.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about powers. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about performance. Who delivered more powerfully as a villain?
Dude, I don't know. Okay. Hold on. Let me give you my answer.
The actor who played Zod to this day is still the best DCEU villain.
Here's the thing. Possibly yes, but let me just explain here. Okay, here. I'm going to give you my example here. Let me Let me tell you why. I'm gonna share with you why I think
That's
it's a
true.
bit.
He was a villain in Django too. That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh no, I knew that like I knew that in my mind. Again, that's why I
Yeah.
said DiCaprio can play a good villain. Let me just explain what I'm trying to say here, right? Okay. Obviously, when you're thinking Nolan trilogy, anybody's easily gonna say Joker is the best villain to come out of that trilogy. Obvious, right? But when you really start thinking story plot wise, who really broke the bat and infiltrated the infrastructure of Bruce Wayne's entire, you know, life, right? And it's like, holy cow, like, is Bane really the better villain? You know what I mean?
I
Or
thought
or
the
or
actor
or,
that played Ra's al Ghul was better, in
or,
my opinion.
yeah, and that's another point. Again, another point there, right? But why? Because they're different villains in their own right. Like they bring something different to the table. Is my whole point. And I feel like that's the same thing when we're looking at Zod and Lex, right? Like Zod is a straightforward villain. Like, I'm the bad guy, bro, and I'm here to destroy your world, uh, whether you like it or not. You can try and stop me, but blood will be shed then. You know what I'm saying? And that's a straightforward villain. Lex, on the other hand, it's mind, hopefully no kids are watching, but it's mind fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like,
That's Riddler though.
yeah,
You're not
but
talking
but
about
but it's
Lex
also
Luthor.
Lex. If you know Lex, that is Lex, right? He's playing chess with you, bro. Like,
He
because
playing chess, but this character is Riddler style. You
I
know what I mean?
I I
Because think
again,
about this. Think about this with Lex. Lex is not the he's not on that. He's
yeah, but
like,
neither was this Riddler. Yeah, neither was this
yeah,
Riddler.
this
No,
Riddler.
but neither was this. Neither was this Lex. Come on, man, you trying to get me here now?
This Lex right here is like Lex like, make sure you kill him now. Make sure to get the kryptonite, put it in his so and so, and we're gonna keep it moving. That's Lex Luthor. You know what I mean?
Look, I'll put it like, let me tell you like this, bro. So I'm gonna tell you why the Ultimate Edition has to exist, right?
Got you.
And it has to exist because of the narrative that does surround Eisenberg's performance as Lex. Because when you watch the Ultimate Edition, it really does a good job, real good job of flushing out Lex's deceptiveness and
It does.
how he's playing everybody. I mean, everybody is being played by him. Not
It
just
does.
not just the
Because
heroes.
I didn't understand the courthouse.
Even his own people are being played by. They're all
I didn't
everybody's a
understand the
pawn,
courthouse scene. The courthouse scene, when I
dude.
watched the theater version, I didn't
Mhm.
understand it. After
Yeah.
watching the BVS version, I understood the courthouse scene.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
what I mean is he's playing everybody's a pawn. This is why I say, like, it depends what you're looking for, because if you're looking at somebody who was truly a mastermind and everybody was his pawn, it's Lex. Everybody was his pawn in that movie. I'm talking about from obviously Bruce Wayne to Clark Kent to Lois Lane to his own Russian guy that worked for him to his own what's her name, his assistant that worked for him to the politicians he was playing, from the one who did give him what he wanted to the one that was fighting him. Everybody was a pawn to this guy, and he played them all like a fiddle. Is my whole point. That's the end result of BVS. It just obviously the end result obviously is that, unfortunately for him, Batman is, obviously spares Superman due to finding a sense of humanity in the guy he
Now let
thought
me
was
ask
just
you
a
a question: Who
monster.
would have did it better, Eisenberg or Leonardo?
I mean, again, that's why I say it depends what they're trying to present for what they wanted to, uh, um, how they want Luthor to be portrayed. Now, yes, Eisenberg, yes, Leonardo. Obviously, if that was the on a on a base level, yeah, can you do that same version of everybody being your pawn with a different type of version of Lex that could have been DiCaprio? 100%. And would it probably been way better received? More than likely so. 100%. Like, because again, it's DiCaprio. He's a name. He's a big name. He's a good actor. But again, when Zach says what he was looking for, and then you see what you get in Eisenberg, then it's like, well, then he didn't go wrong. Like, what he wanted, he definitely got out of Eisenberg. Is my whole point. Like, you definitely get this. Uh, uh, um, this technically still a kid. You know what I mean? Like he's still a very young Lex, um, still dealing with his own trauma that has manipulated and warped his way of thinking to why he is psychotic, as well as a genius. Um, where he has these certain outbursts that somewhat display themselves, but because he's not a full lunatic like the Riddler or the Joker, he still contains himself. Where instead of just going crazy, all he does is slam the ball on the glass. Where instead of just going for somebody's neck, he's fiddling his fingers on the desk because he does have that. There's things that make him tick, So you see the parts of him that are psychotic, the subtle laughs, like like, but not fully like, what I'm saying, Joker style, where it's like, you know what I'm saying, like, so that's what I mean. It's like when you really look at what Eisenberg does with, and in a sense, which is deliver what Zach wanted. I definitely don't know if I definitely don't want to say that that it was a bad performance, because to me it was a great performance. And then it's hard to we will never know if Leonardo, and he possibly could. Honestly, he probably could. Who am I kidding? DiCaprio probably could go in the same direction that Eisenberg went, for sure. But we'll never know. You know what I'm saying? What I do know is Eisenberg did go in the direction Zach wanted, and he did deliver on it overall. When you actually look at the film, study the film, and you're like, holy cow, no. Like what Zach wanted, it is played out to the T. Again, yes, he's obviously a billionaire with power. He's got, so obviously he can make moves in the realms of politics and corporations. He's obviously a genius. You see that when he's in the lab himself. He's the one performing the experiments himself on Zod. He's hands on. And again, when you see the chess moves he does through the whole movie, and how nobody knows the cards he's holding, not even his own people that work for him know his moves. They don't know, like, what I'm saying, like, if you're paying close attention, you know that he never told his people that work for him that Bruce Wayne is Batman, because the moment that the Russian would have seen Batman or Bruce Wayne at the fight, he would have known, like, oh, like, you're not supposed to be here. But he doesn't know that. He's having a full-on conversation, and because and snoozing on the fact that this dude just ripped.
His plans was dope, but what I'm saying is this: the personality of the character is it took me out of the movie.
I know,
because I'm just thinking Joker. I'm thinking Riddler. You know what I mean? And yes, Lex Luthor operates like the Riddler, where he's setting up schemes and chess moves because he's not powerful. He have to use his intellect because he's not on the level of a Batman or Superman. But I'm talking about the personalities that one more time. That stuff like that. That's not Lex Luthor.
I know. I'm not convinced we got
putting the candy in the man's lips and licking his fingers. That's not Lex Luthor.
No, I know what you mean. Trust me, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like, and trust me.
But I'm not saying. But for you, I can tell that you really rocked with it, and that's cool.
It's not that I rocked with it. Is that from knowing what was wanted out of him, I can understand that was given. You get what I'm saying? So
and that's true, because when it comes to an actor, they're getting paid for the performance that's written on the script.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I believe when it comes to actors are just like rappers, or they just like NBA players. Some on the level of Jordan.
100%.
Some on the level of Isaiah Thomas. Some on the level of Magic Johnson. A lot of them have different skills. So when I heard that Leonardo DiCaprio, I was like, damn, that's a Jordan character. You know what I mean? That's a Jordan type skillful actor.
You're right. You're right.
So I feel like if we would, and this is just me. I'm not saying how you feel about Eisenberg is wrong because I rock with you on that. But I'm just saying, to me, hearing Leonardo play Lex Luthor, even if he had that same script, I still think Leonardo DiCaprio would have gave us something more powerful.
Yeah, no,
As an actor.
you're right. That's why I said that possibly is actually probably more true than not. Yeah, because yeah, you're right. He's
Even if
definitely
he was setting up the same schemes
yeah the
and
same
doing the
scheme.
same
Yes,
thing, I
yeah, you
feel like
probably
Leonardo. Yeah, I
yeah
feel like Leonardo just have that. He just got
he does.
that Jordan.
He
He
does.
got that Jordan
Right.
to him.
You know, whatever you give him, he's gonna execute flawlessly and
Yeah,
some. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah,
yeah.
I guess I'm just trying to be nice with Eisenberg. You know what I'm saying? Because I do feel he still delivered on what was wanted of him. But yeah, I guess if I want to be honest, Leonardo for sure with his. Well, you know, and we have to, yeah, I mean, he's been in Hollywood way longer, so he has just way more skill level for sure. He is
Yeah,
the
he a
GOAT.
child actor. He a
Yeah,
child. He
you
was
know, child
born in
that
the
he
game.
is. Yeah, exactly. So for
Yeah.
sure, yeah, yeah. There's no doubting. There's no denying that. You're right. Yeah. If
But
you
the other stuff that Zach said in the interview, it was some very interesting stuff. And
it
I gotta
was
give it to Zach, man. Zach he know his fan base because even though
yes,
he promoting Rebel Moon, he's still talking about Snyder Cut stuff. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes, yes. He knows. He
So
knows. Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
I'm loving these little nuggets that he giving us because I know what was the other thing he was talking about? I can't remember.
He
I
well,
know
so
he
he talked about Batman, like you know his version or his version of both Batman and Superman, right?
yeah
Why he went in the direction he did with them, which again it should be obvious to anybody who's got a brain, but obviously some people need it, you know,
yeah
broken down to them. So there you go. You know,
yeah
Zach breaks it down. But
yeah
I think what was really interesting was once he started getting into the territory of what he really wanted, where he wanted to go with the Justice League, and how you can almost feel like he still really wants to finish that, you know, because
yeah
he himself knows that, you know, Zack Snyder's Justice League isn't the end of that story. It
yeah.
was essentially probably the beginning of the last chapter. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's just really sad, man. Because I feel like when it comes to like, let's just break down one of the Justice League members, Henry
mhm.
Cavill.
Yeah,
Henry Cavill should have been Superman for the next 20 years, bro.
100%, 100%.
And I'm rocking with Corn Sweat, but like, dang man, Henry Cavill was the Superman, bro.
He was. I mean, dude, he walks into a room, people still call him Superman.
They
You know what I
still call him
mean?
Superman.
They still
When
call
he
him Superman.
died, when he died, and Lord forbid he lived for a long time.
Yes,
But
yes.
when he died, bro, we gonna only know him as Superman, bro.
The reality is that's the most iconic role he's ever played. That's just a fact.
Yeah,
You know, and he's played some really good roles from Gerald, you know, from Witcher to
yeah,
you know, to the role he played in Mission Impossible. That was a cool character. The Man from
yeah.
Uncle. A lot of good
But they
movies, and
still
even
they still low level compared
but
to that. And
they're still
and,
not
and,
on
and,
the level of Superman. That's a
and he
fact.
don't have dope movies because a lot of people forget this about Henry Cavill.
Mhm.
When I first saw Henry Cavill, it wasn't in Man of Steel. He was in a dope movie, bro. It was
Immortals.
called Immortals, bro.
Yes.
And and,
Immortals.
and this is the
Yes.
this is the time I didn't really know about directors and writers. I just
Yeah.
got the movie because it was dope. I
Yeah.
thought whoever made 300 made Immortals too because it had that same feel to it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I thought the
But
same thing, bro.
anybody who's seen the Immortals, Henry Cavill killed it.
Kills
And
Superman.
you gotta be careful when you watch that movie because when you watch Immortals, it's Cavill, but he more slender. He's still fit, but he's
Yeah.
slender.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
don't look like the Henry Cavill that's bulky now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. 100%. 100%, bro.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
But that's why when I saw that he was going to be the new Superman, I'm like, it made sense to me because of his
yeah.
performance in Immortals. I'm like, oh yeah,
And it's like two different people because, like I said, in Immortals he was slender, he was bulky in Man of Steel. You know
he
what I mean?
definitely bulked up. He
He
definitely
bulked up.
bulked up. And then ever
Yeah.
since he's just been bulking up. It's like, man, this guy's huge, you know.
But only time will tell, man. I feel like somewhere down the line, because a lot of people, even though they try to put James Gunn and Zack Snyder against each other, they tight, they friends. I feel like they
Mhm.
don't have that conversation where how can we give this to the people
Mm,
without interlocking and inter messing up things.
yeah.
Just And I'm not talking from a fan. I'm talking from a business side.
Mhm.
From a fan, James Gunn going to give him the green light. But I know in business, it don't work like that. It ain't
Yeah, yeah.
easy
It's not that
like that.
easy. Yeah.
But I believe they don't had that talk. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
How can we figure this? We're not gonna probably drop it this year, not next year, but somewhere down the line, we gonna figure out how to put this thing out
Mm.
to
Yeah,
finish your story.
I feel like they had to have had that talk already, you
I
know.
think they don't have that talk, bro. They gotta
Um
have that talk because it's too big.
it's
It's
just
too
yeah, no,
big.
it's just too big. And
Yeah.
you know, I feel like, you know, the reality is, you know, bro, I here's what I truly think. I really do believe, like, you know, if Gunn keeps if he keeps going down the route he's kind of been going with his films, I honestly don't think it's gonna be enough for the DC brand, if I'm gonna be honest. Because again, I just think the theme of superhero movies is ending, and I think the only thing still keeping it alive are things that exist outside of the norm of comic books, you know, comic book genres, right? So, like, for instance, you know, it takes things like The Boys to somehow have, you know, more people know something about The Boys than they do.
Violence and gore.
You know what I mean? But because it's outside the norm of superhero, like, you know,
Yeah.
genre.
Yeah. I'm gonna put
Same
it like
thing.
this, man. I'm a Superman fan.
Mhm.
Do I want Gun to kill it? Yes, I do. But I'm gonna tell you like this: it's a 50-50 chance that this movie flops, and it's a 50-50 chance that this movie will be successful.
Yo, for sure.
If
And
it
here's the
if
thing, I
this
don't
movie
want
flops, if this movie flops,
to.
I think the DC is over. I think DC is done.
Yo, so
I
I'll
think
say
DC is
this,
done.
so there's a few thoughts I have on that, but what I will say is this: I agree with you. It's 50-50. What I will say, just to make sure that this is, I want people to misunderstand. I don't think that that for comic book genre to exist outside of the norm, it has to be the gory stuff. Because it's more than just that. Even when you're looking at The Boys, it's just the outrageousness that exists in that realm. Um, that, you know, it's not, and it but you they can do what they're doing. Let's just put it like that. They can do what they're doing because that is that universe. So it's like, it's not like they're doing something necessarily different. They're actually just doing what The Boys are, right? Like, that's what that is. What I'm trying to say when it comes to, you know, people really have to think about what is it about the Zack Snyder franchise that makes it stand apart from the rest of comic book movies. It's not just the rated R thing, you know, and it's not just the fact that he goes dark places. Those are aspects of it, but it's the way that the stories are told, and the way the characters are deconstructed in a manner that allow you to invest into the character. Um,
You just
you know,
said it. The story.
so it's the story. You
It,
know, it's
it
the way
is
he's telling his stories.
in its
So
in its simplest form. It
yeah,
depends on the story. You can get the
yeah,
looks right all day long.
right. But if the
You,
story's whack,
it it's a lot of movies where the look like for instance, the Snake Eyes solo movie,
mm,
the
yeah,
aesthetics, the
yeah,
looks, the cinematography
yes,
on point.
yes,
The story, hot boo boo, hot trash, and I don't never
yeah,
want to see it again.
yeah,
It
yeah,
all goes back to human nature.
yeah.
Humans love great story.
Great stories, and I
Yeah,
feel like that's what you're getting with that's what you got with Zack Snyder's story arc that he was putting together, and then
yeah,
even the films that kind of came out of it, you can tell they were trying to stick to that, even though they kind of do their own thing still.
yeah.
Um, but that's what you were getting, and I think that's if James Gunn doesn't get that, you know, and he thinks that whatever he did with um so far with, like, you know, um you know, from Guardians to Suicide Squad to um Peacemaker, if he thinks that's what it takes, if that's it, then nah, bro, like, you're also you're missing the mark here. He's
Well,
gonna miss the
I'm
mark.
gonna put I'm gonna play the advocate on this, and then I'm gonna have to jump out.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no, for sure.
I'm gonna play the advocate on this. James Gunn, I'm pretty sure he's a smart, intelligent man.
Mhm.
If he's not, he don't got far in Hollywood. Uh, Peacemaker, C-list character. Guardians of the Galaxy, C-list characters.
Mhm.
Uh, I think at the end of the day, he knows it's pressure on him when it comes to Superman. Superman, they said next to the Jesus Christ cross,
Mhm.
the most well-known symbol on this planet is the Superman symbol all around the world. So I know he knows if this is a complete failure, they're gonna ride him till he die. So I think this movie, now this is just me, I could be totally wrong. I feel like this Superman legacy, it has to be something groundbreaking. It can't even be just a good film because the whole world is going to be watching this movie. So if he dropped the ball, DCU is over. It's over, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And then I wonder, and then I'll say this, and then we can leave. I wonder sometimes though if that's the plan. Sometimes, like I
You
just
don't
want
never
to,
know. It could be.
you know what I mean?
Hollywood is so crazy and so sick and demented. It wouldn't shock me if they try to set this movie up.
I'm telling
You
you, man. I
know?
just feel like because I
It
was
would,
telling my boy that I was like, bro, what if that's the plan? What if it's just like let's sink DC to the ground so that by the time Warner Brothers realizes, oh, we got to sell this, it's cheap. It's cheaper
yeah.
than what it would have been because your brand, it's trash now.
Hey, speaking of Star Wars, Jedi mind tricks. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, well, man, Coach, I was about to call you Coach. I see Coach in the comment section.
I'd be glad to be called Coach J. That's a dope man right there.
No, but man, Fado, I really appreciate you hopping out with me, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, man. I've been on a
Yeah,
lot of streams, man, and it's always good not to be an echo chamber. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Because
yes,
I feel like the best bonds, the best friendships is between people who don't agree all the time. You know
yes,
what I
yes,
mean? That make the
100%.
that make the conversation dope. Because
It does.
everybody like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You like a zombie. You know what I mean? It ain't no fun in that. So
Yeah,
I
no, there's not.
appreciate you, man. I'm definitely gonna be back. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to picking up your albums, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
No, no doubt, bro. Appreciate you, man. And please, everybody, check out his channel if you haven't already, and go check out Ninja Blast Kickstarter. You said right?
On Kickstarter.com. Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Well, again, appreciate you, man. God bless. Much love.
God
And until
bless.
next time, brother.
Peace.
Peace. Just want to say, yo, Koj, man, I saw you going heavy in the comment section. I appreciate you, brother. I hope you guys were able to go back and forth and exchange ideas as well as we were on this live. um, I just, I was like, man, I know we really were only supposed to go on for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. We definitely passed that market line. So that's why I didn't engage as much with the comment section as I normally do. But that's obviously, as you can tell, there's a lot to talk about. We obviously, you know, first off, we stood at the beginning of this show talking about something that definitely wasn't planned for, but definitely a great conversation with the wrestling, world that exists and stuff. So that was a great time. And then obviously, then I had to like, all right, let's get into what it was talking about Dune, and that was obviously a long conversation as well, but needed, for people to understand, in my opinion, why there are dislikes with the film, and you've heard me here why there's obviously uh, reasons to why people didn't vibe with it, and I would say probably even concrete enough reasons, because it makes sense after hearing all the things that do exist in that universe that aren't necessarily explained in the film. But then again, I do understand that that comes with movies that, again, or I should say, universes or franchises, properties that exist that are just there's so much continuity, and and the idea of fitting it all in a movie is kind of it's an undertaking task for sure, and very challenging. Although I will say some things I'm like, I'm not sure that I had to do with time. It's probably some things like you just went in a whole different direction from what's in the source material. But hopefully it pays off for them. We'll see. Then obviously we got into the Rebel Moon talk, and obviously again we had different takes, but overall something. And actually, both teams we did have a lot of common ground, but obviously different takes on the I guess on the end of it, right? At the end of it. And then now, obviously, then from that we got into the whole Snyderverse. We have to. We have to. We're talking about Rebel Moon. We're talking about Zack Snyder. We have to go into the Snyderverse and recent interview that came out with GQ and things that he said, and so we have to go there. But again, my apologies that I didn't get to get go back and forth with you guys in the comments. I just wanted to make sure that the conversation between him kept moving along. Um, let's see what we do have. Hey, yeah, no, for sure. Hey, no, but I appreciate you every time you do get to hop on, even for the little bit amount of time you do. And honestly, always good to have you on. Let's see if I appreciate you, bro. I saw great creators going back and forth. So, really enjoyed. But yeah, again, appreciate y'all going, at least conversating with each other in the comment section. And hopefully, my conversation with Peter was great for everyone who was watching, everyone who was in the comment section, everyone who's going to watch this. Hopefully, it's as insightful as it was for me. Yeah, we have plenty more of this coming, man. Tomorrow, we have, tomorrow, first and foremost, Rebel Moon Scarlet Giver is going to be really coming out. So, make sure you go watch it because obviously we're definitely going to talk about it here tomorrow. 8:30 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be me and Phil. We're going to review through it, and actually he's got his channel going on too, where he's going to do his review and Phil will do it. There's some cool podcast, so make sure you go check that out. He's going to talk to Dan on there about it, and then he's going to come over to the chop shop. We're going to break down things like that, and then we're also going to obviously talk about what the film and the success of it, what it means overall for Zack Snyder, for Netflix, and what doors and opportunities will it open in the future if this franchise really does well for Netflix. Um, so, oh yeah, we'll move tomorrow. We're watching it. We're coming out of work, and that's the first thing we're watching. Definitely can't watch it tonight at midnight because I have it tomorrow morning. um, or midnight tonight. Woo, yeah, man. Honestly, I really wish I could. I really wish I could. Um, uh, right, right. That's true. That is true. Um, so yeah, man. So go watch that movie, and then matter of fact, if you've watched it, if you haven't, come watch it anyways. I'm sure we're gonna do our best to like not spoil anything. Because obviously, we're another year. We can't watch it on the first day movies are released, so I expect me and Steve to do our utmost best to not spoil anything. Like I said, that's when we will give a review, but then there's gonna be other things we converse about and converse on and so forth. I believe we're gonna give a spoiler review once the week is done on his channel at Monday at 6 p.m. So that's hopefully everybody's watching by then, and if you haven't, then I guess don't bother tuning in to that if you don't want the movie spoiled. So be expected to that. I do have other shows. Actually, on Monday too, I have my own show going on at 3:30 Central Time, where I'm gonna have Carlos Mastana, and we're gonna have a little different conversation. I imagine we might get into Rebel Moon talk because we're both into that, and maybe even decent stuff. But I'm also bringing them up to talk, which you've been tuned in. You know that they've kind of been covering the rap beef and things that are happening. So we will be talking about that, and then Tuesday going in again on but I'm gonna do it the first part brought it up, and that's that me and my boy Manny, we're gonna dissect, deconstruct the bars for you guys so that you can understand what really matters about what's being said in every song that's kind of been released so far. And then just many more down the line, but up till now, that's all I'm gonna promote. Or other than and also being expect to see for the music video that will be dropping, I believe. Let me see right here real quick. Will be releasing on Wednesday. Um, so be in tune for that. And and gonna be the music. It's gonna be a version of the music video. It's not gonna be the music video, like the only music video. But it's a version of the music video. Hey, being done on Wednesday. Stay tuned for that. That being said, maybe I could say if you haven't already heard my music, listen to it on all music streaming platforms for sure. Spotify, Tidal, uh, Apple Music, Arch, Amazon, Pandora. If you put Illigible Music playlist, all my songs will pop up on that. Um, or if you follow me on YouTube, or if you don't, you can also follow, follow me on YouTube. Actually, go follow me on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Um, and I got all my music catalog is actually on YouTube. All of it that didn't get to make it, even the songs that didn't get to make it onto music streaming platforms due to like copyright and things of that nature. So yeah, go check it out, man. That being said, again, thank you for tuning in this we're here 3 hour live. But you know what they say, man, when it's this long, there's plenty of you got plenty of substance. So yeah, please enjoy. Thanks for stopping by. Check out my music. Go check out Ninja Guys. Go check out Ninja Guys channel. Lord Koji, great creators, Pinpoint Gaming, Abu Naz, and Zero Day. They all have their own channels as well. Go check them out. Still Abdul, well, the podcast we have. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else I'm getting. BGS strength, and that's what I was going for. Oh, anybody, definitely go on. Um, yeah, check out all you guys, man. I want to say everybody who was in the comment section, Lord Koj, great creators, Abu Naz, Pinpoint Gaming, Philip, try to miss everybody. Don't know if I can, but that I can tell. Then and then Philip J, who I had on. Go check out their YouTube channels. They're great content. Um, and and yeah, just make sure you support the club, man. So with that being said, peace out. God bless. Much love. Until next time, it's your boy, Phil.